Yeah. 1 sec. Let me get. Okay, yeah, they're about to start. Let's do it.
It's cool. I'm going live. We're live, brother.
Oh, we are live.
We are live.
Live and direct. All right, what is up, FightHype? What's going on, FightHype boxing fans? Man, I know it's not the first card of the year. You know, we definitely had some heavyweight action with Luis Ortiz headlining earlier on New Year's Day in Florida. But I don't know, Ben. This feels like the first fight I was really looking forward to as a main event fight to start the year. So we got Gary Russell, of course, technically the longest reigning WBC champion in boxing. So, and against a guy who's live, a kid who's big for the weight, who's explosive, and brings that unorthodox rhythm that we know that comes from the Philippines, man. So, how you feeling? You feeling ready to see Gary Russell Jr. do his thing?
Listen, man. Listen. Before we even jump into it, I just gotta give a hooday. I gotta give a hooday to my Bengals Nation out there. I can't believe we pulled off the victory. I cannot believe we pulled off the victory, but we did. We're headed towards the divisional championship and hopefully the Super Bowl. So
conference championship.
Now that the conference championship. Mm-hmm. Now that that's out of the way, now that the game is over and I can breathe a little bit, I am definitely looking forward to Gary Russell's fight against Mark Magsayo. Should be a good one, man. It's actually, I mean, it's gonna be a tough fight. It's not gonna be a blowout or anything like that. It's gonna be competitive, I think. So I'm looking forward to it.
That's right, man. 88 last time the Bengals were in that, and that year they went to the Super Bowl and lost to the San Francisco 49ers.
Listen, man, just make sure they win today. That's all I'm saying. Just make sure they win. You just got to win, baby. Just win, and maybe we'll see you again.
So, but hey, man, but as for, of course, what we're all here for, the fight tonight, we're going to lead off with King Tug in a minute. You know, Showtime's just getting the telecast started, but you know, it's one thing Mark Magsayo has going for him in this fight. I was King Tug for 130 is a little bit of a small guy, and Mark Magsayo isn't. And,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yep. And I feel like you've watched more Mark Magsayo training footage than maybe anybody in boxing.
I mean, I don't, you know, Frankie, you know, sent a lot of the footage to me. So I can't, you know, he's probably seen way more than I have. I probably should hit him up and get him in here since he knows Magsayo so well. But yeah, man, I mean, like I said, I mean, you saw his last fight. You know, I mean, it was back and forth, up and down, and you know, he pulled it out, man. You know, he toughed it out. He did what he had to do, and he got the victory. And that's what we watch the fights for. That's what we watch the fights for. Where, you know, we're just looking for some competition. And like I said, I think this is going to be a good competitive fight. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
All I kept hearing about that fight though was people were looking at how he struggled with Julio Ceja, and they were like, yeah, there's no way he beats Gary Russell, or at the least ready to go Gary Russell. But
I mean, but listen, that's what we say all the time, right? Like all the time, we're like, there's no way he's gonna win this fight, and then all of a sudden, George Kambosos pulls off an upset. Mm-hmm. You know, like that's what we watch for. Like we watch for that moment, we watch for that upset, and I mean, you're right. You know, I mean, he did, you know, have some problems with certain things in his last fight. But Duke can punch. And, you know, he's getting phone calls from future president of the Philippines, Manny Pacquiao, you know. I mean, that's gotta put a little motivation, a little fire under your ass to try and get the victory. So, yeah, man, it should be a good one. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like seeing blowouts too. I like seeing someone like really dominating a fight and doing their thing. But I do like seeing competitive matchups, just like today's football game, the Bengals and the Titans. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a very competitive game. There were a lot of nail biting moments, interceptions here and there, ebb and flow. You know, and I'm hoping that we see a little bit of that tonight.
Yeah, well, you know, Mark's still at the point of his career where you can expect him to be better than he was the last time out. He's still, you know, getting better and better every fight. And so fighting in Las Vegas, what was that? The Pacquiao-Ugas co-main event.
Pacquiao-Ugas, yep. Mm-hmm, the undercard of that.
If it wasn't for him, a lot of those fans at home wouldn't have went home happy at all Like he kind of saved the day for the Filipino fans that night. And I'm thinking when you fight in front of 10,000+ people on pay-per-view, again, at a young stage of your career, you're going to get better the next time we see you. So I'm thinking he's going to have some improvement, or, not a drastic or nothing, but he'll be at the best he's ever been for this fight.
Well, and I think, just even in that last fight, he was fighting. I need to get this other laptop out of the way. I've got too much. We're coming to you live from FightHype headquarters right now, so you might see a lot of action going on here and there. Trust me, when the actual fights get started and the round by round gets going, I'm gonna tap out and let Sean do his thing, because he's definitely, in my opinion, the best round by round commentator out there. So I'm gonna step out and let you do your thing, and then I'll hop in, during the dead time, as these guys are talking and everything. But yeah, man, yeah, it's the last time when we saw him fighting, it was on the pay-per-view of Manny Pacquiao's fight, and I'm sure that probably brought a little bit of pressure to him fighting in front of his idol. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this guy grew up, idolizing Manny Pacquiao. So now that that's not the case, he's headlining his own event. I imagine he's probably going to come into this feeling a lot, cooler, a lot calmer. You could kind of see it throughout fight week. He had kind of like a cool, calm swag to him, I mean, he was smiling. He was happy. There wasn't a lot of trash talk, leading up to it. If anything, I think Gary Russell was probably talking a little more trash, but not necessarily to him, but just to, the quote-unquote bigger names out there that he hasn't been able to get. So yeah, man, there's an eerie calm to Magsayo tonight, and we could see an upset. I'm not picking that. Right. I don't think that's going to happen. I actually think Gary Russell is going to go in and do his thing, and show everyone why he's special and why he's such a skillful, talented boxer.
Well, you do gotta wonder. You never know. You do got to wonder if there's a little bit of a perfect storm going on for Mark Magsayo. Gary, that fighting once a year, it could catch up to a fighter at some point. And then he is 34. His father, wishing him the best, is having his health issues. And Gary this week talked a little bit about some of his own injuries heading into this fight. So, if the upset does happen, there are some things you could point to during fight week that you could say, foreshadowed it a little bit, with everything I just said. But
Gary did mention he had he was coming into the fight with a slight injury. He definitely let that be known, and just you just never know what these guys are dealing with leading into a fight. I mean, obviously he's got the stuff going on with his father that he has to deal with, and that's a heavy weight on him. And that's stuff, even though fighters say all the time, it's I'm 100% ready, blah blah blah. That's not really true. In fact, it's probably rarely true that a fighter is 100% ready and everything went great during camp. I do know Gary's been dealing with a lot. We saw what happened to Teofimo Lopez when he had to deal with a lot of different things, and just anything can happen. Anything can happen when you're dealing with fighters at this level, at the top level. So we'll see what happens. What is somebody saying? I'm just you see my eyes keep gazing.
Yeah, I'm not even checking the chat just yet.
Yeah, my eyes keep gazing to the right, just checking out comments and stuff like that. Yeah, what kind of injury? Actually, I don't even know. Did he say what the injury was? I don't even know if I was paying attention.
No, I gotta actually take a look.
Yeah, I'd have to Google it. I don't even know. I don't even know if he said what the injury was. Usually when a fighter comes out and says I got an injury, it goes in one ear and out the other. I don't really care.
And why is that? Because
I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to. If you got an injury, then pull out of the fight. If not, then I'm just assuming
the distance of pain.
Be the best that you can be. You looking it up?
He said he preferred not to elaborate on it.
That's what I thought.
He said, I do, exactly. The quote, and this is from Boxing Scene, I do have a little slight injury, but I prefer not to elaborate on it until after the fight. So I don't even have... That's why I had to be vague about the injury, because
He didn't know. He didn't say.
It was the information out there.
He didn't say.
Man,
dude, I gotta get in the gym, dude. I'm getting fat and shit, man. I've been winter has not been kind to me, man. I've been working too much. I gotta do better. I gotta do better than this. I can't believe this is like our first broadcast of 2022, and I look like I just fucking came off of a fucking bus from a 48-hour trip. I look terrible. But we're gonna make it through this. Go ahead.
I'm just stoked how good the Jerry jersey looks on the stream. But
it does look good.
It does.
It does look good.
It does.
That's a new addition. That's a new addition too, right?
That is courtesy of the FightHype paydays, but we won't.
It's courtesy of courtesy of your hard work, and you want to treat yourself. Treat yourself. You got to treat yourself in life, brother. What do you have the broadcast turned up? I don't have it turned up. I have no idea what they're saying.
It's just it's just the four boys, Abner, Al, Morrow, and Brian Custer just talking. Nothing going down yet.
I have to keep my eye on. We actually have people at the fight. Rockman's at the fight, and Joe's at the fight. And they're I'm sure they're sending me. I know Rockman sent me some footage. I don't know what he sent already. So I'm multitasking right now. I am all over the place. But we're here. We're here to give you as best of commentary as we can. Let me see what this is. Oh, this is Magsayo's arrival. Okay, all right, that's what's up.
See, this is it. This is how Ben actually works. He gets videos in from all his anchors across the country and across the world, and then just right there. This is like headquarters, right? What we're seeing.
It's pretty much headquarters. Yeah, this is headquarters. I can't show you all of it. I can't show you where the magic actually goes down. But yes, this is the FightHype headquarters. And like I said, we got
kitchen.
It's just your kitchen. No, we do have two guys at the fight, and we are going to get footage and content from them, and hopefully a post-fight press conference if they do one. Go ahead.
So just to get into the sexy topics of the sport that we have so far, Canelo Charlo, man. Really hoping do you think we might actually get to see that? Yeah, right.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, brother. Fingers crossed. I'm hoping so. I'm not 100% sure if that's really as close as some people think. But I hope it is, man. I really hope it is. That would be a fabulous fight for Cinco de Mayo. All these fights that we're talking about, I just hope any one of them happens just so we can have a good 2022. We got a lot of, we got some good fights last year too, but some of these other fights, we're going to watch Thurman Barrios, but we all know we want to see Thurman versus, Terrence Crawford, or Thurman versus, it's just like Spence Ugas. Like, we're all going to watch that, and I'm looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be a good fight. And honestly, it's a pick'em fight, and I don't know which one's going to win. I know
and Salas is a wild card, man. Derek James is a great coach too, but Salas is
exactly.
I know he's going to come up with a great game plan.
Exactly. Like I'm definitely looking forward to that fight, but we all want to see Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. That's what we really want to see. So I just hope the fights that we really want to see, I know we're going to get good fights, but the fights that we really want to see, I just hope and pray that we get one or two of them, two or three of them, three or five. I hope we get all of them, but I'm a realist. I know that's not happening. That's just not happening. So I hope we just get like one or two of them, just like this past year, we got Fury Wilder 3, right? Like, Oh, thank goodness we got, because for a minute it looked like, it might not happen, but we got it. And
even fights like Taylor Ramirez and Castaño Charlo, where we got to see undisputed title fights,
Yep. Like stuff like that. Like, I just hope we get, we're going to get, Charlo Castaño too. Like, thank you. I'm glad we're getting that, because
very happy about that.
Could not have happened. So yeah, man, just as long as we get any of them, I'm happy. So if it's Canelo Charlo, I'm happy. If it's Canelo David Benavidez, I'm happy. If it's Canelo Golovkin 3, I'll take it. But Canelo Makabu, I'm good on that one. I'm good on that one. So yeah, man. We'll see what happens though. Fingers crossed that it does happen. Who is this? Oh, this is Jimmy
King
Lennon
Tug
Jr. in there.
Nyambar against
Yeah.
Sakura Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, King Tug. He's a little tough dude.
He has a good right hand. He's good. He's good. Again, I thought his problem. He was kind of small against Chris Colbert. Not against Gary Russell.
Cruisish. A little Isak Cruisish.
Yeah.
King Tug, a little Isak Cruisish in
Except
him.
he gets it done more with the right hand instead of the uppercuts and the hooks.
But no, I'm just saying like that smaller.
Oh, yeah.
This
compact guy.
Shit, this might end up being a good little scrap.
I feel like he looks smaller than he is listed. But yeah,
how tall?
5'7", and I always felt like he looks smaller than he's listed.
He can't be 5'7". They have him. That's 5'7". I mean,
on
maybe,
BoxRec.
I guess.
Now, no disrespect, but some of these fighters from Namibia, and a few of the other countries in Africa, usually not Ghana though. Sometimes they come with these records and they aren't, too good at this level.
Yeah, that's
Walter Kotandakwa, Jeremiah Nakatila recently, that kind of thing.
Yeah, this should be interesting. It should be interesting.
Yeah, only losses were to Chris Colbert and to Gary Russell, and Chris Colbert's a bad boy.
Those are good. Those are great fighters to have losses to, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to have L's, it's hey.
And he had moments against both.
Exactly. Yeah. He's tough, man. What is he wearing on his modern airsoft? Is that? That's just
that's not another Bitcoin, is it?
No, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Probably. I got to get on that shit, bro.
Damn, look at him.
I need somebody to explain all that Bitcoin, NFTs, all that shit.
All that.
I don't understand any of that. That is
all equals dystopia, but
we need like some FightHype NFTs or some shit. Like maybe I should. Can you do that? Maybe we should turn our videos into NFTs. I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, if you'll pay us, will you give us money? You can have them.
You might have to look into that. Might have to look into that. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna blow up the big screen real quick. 1 second. View full screen. Boom.
All right, King Tug, Nyambar, Sakura Lucas.
I'm just gonna bump it up to full screen now. That we're officially starting. I'm setting everything up. So yeah, we just kind of like this was
get a decent angle here. So where people,
no, we're good.
Wants to look at that all day, right? Or is that
No, I just kicked it open to full screen. Fight starting, so I'm gonna tap my. I mean, I'm still gonna be on, but I'm gonna set you as the.
All right, round one, first 10 seconds, and we're in. Good jab right away from King Tug. Trying to get a good angle here, but
no, you're good. I'm still here too if you need to talk to me. I'm just watching.
Okay. Both guys active right from the start, both starting with the jab. Center of the ring, 30 seconds into the first round now. King Tug keeping that left at the waist, and Lucas keeping both hands up. Good up jab by King Tug right away. Landed it good. Working his levels with the jab, and then right away that sets over that overhand right he has. He won't, a lot of the time, King Tug will throw an overhand right hand instead of a straight right hand. That's usually his best punch. He's got good power on his right hand too. And he knows distance very well as well. And that's what he's doing, leaving that jab out there early. Just good up jab early from the hip. And circling to his right. Good double jab by Nyambar, right from the hip, right with that up jab. Very sharp with it early. And then Lucas lunges in and left hook, wobbles Lucas. And just a second before that, he was tagged with 2 right hands. Lucas a little. That left hook definitely shook him up, though. And King Tug is already finding the range with his power punches. And that's because he started the round with his jab, with that beautiful up jab, working his levels with it. So good stuff from King Tug in the first round. Again, he's right back on his jab, 2-3 jabs at a time, all of them sharp. No pawing jabs. Left up top sets a right hand to the body for King Tug. He's having a really good first round to start this fight, these fights on Showtime. Thanks everyone tuning in on FightHype Live, man. We are here with our first of 3 fights. King Tug Nyambar is looking as good as he's ever looked to start this first round. Already finding range with his power shots when he came out with a busy up jab. 30 seconds left in this round. Good jab by Nyambar again, knocking Lucas's head back a number of times with that jab already. And that's it. End of the first. Yeah, that's an easy 10-9 round for King Tug Nyambar. Just came out with a beautiful sharp jab, piston-like jab, not pawing it out there at all, throwing it with conviction and confidence, throwing it from the hip, the up jab, doubling it up to the head, doubling it up, one to the head, one to the body. And then it already began to find the range. Lucas, wider punches than Nyambar. Nyambar is always a compact guy, always throws compact punches. Lucas lunged in a little bit, and Nyambar able to punch crisper in between his shots and hurt him with a left hook there in the first round. Yeah, on the replay from Showtime, Lucas opening up with a jab, and Nyambar dips his head inside of it and hurts him with a left hook. Good stuff by Nyambar. And I hear Al Bernstein mention the left hook. That's right, because again, usually watching Nyambar, that overhand right is the one that jumps out, but that was a good left hook in round 1 for Nyambar. Round 2. Lucas starting with his own jab, but 3 jabs now by Lucas. None of them are finding the range just yet. And Nyambar times his jab with his own jab and lands it. Nyambar just short with a left hook, the same left hook, same look he hurt Lucas with in the first. Double jab up top sets a straight right hand to the body for Nyambar. Oh, boys. This fight doesn't look like it's going to be too tough for Nyambar tonight. But that was a good, decent right hand to the body by Lucas right there. Best shot he's thrown so far. And a good right hand by Lucas right after that, too, up top. Nyambar rolled it, but it was a good shot. Good jab by Lucas. He's got longer arms than Nyambar. He's got to try and find his range with them. Nyambar short with his right hand. Lucas looking to get a little more distance between the two of them. Misses with a wild overhand right hand, but he threw it with some bad intentions on it. And I see Lucas making some adjustments right now, trying to a little bit. Yeah. And there's a jab by Lucas, getting a little bit better distance now between him and Nyambar. Little left hook for Lucas. Two clinch on the inside, and Lucas banging away to the body with his free hand, with his free right hand. And he's worked himself into this fight now in the last minute, Lucas has. This is a close second round. Good jab by Nyambar. Battle, but it's got to be the battle of the jabs right now. Nyambar has gotten away from his jab in the last minute plus as Lucas has established better distance. Just off with a right hand was Lucas, but he got Nyambar with the right hand the second time. Good jab by Nyambar. He works his left hand. Lucas able to catch it on the gloves. Lucas back straight up. It looked awkward, but he got away from the shots. Nothing landed. Good jab by Lucas. Good left hook by Lucas after the right hand landed on the gloves of Nyambar. Nice 1-2 by Lucas. Not landing, but punches are getting closer to the range. That was a good second half of the round for Sakura Lucas. I got to give that round to the fighter from Namibia. And it's funny because he did it just as I said. Nyambar wasn't having difficulties with him. So he must have heard me. 19-19 after 2. It just looked like Lucas was able to just give them a few more inches between the two of them, and that helped him out. Do you see the same thing, Steve? Got my boy here passing out. I want to thank you guys for joining us tonight on FightHype Live, our first live of the new year. We loved doing it last December to finish 2021. That was great fun at the Haney fight, at the Canelo fight, the Benavidez fight. What was the other? We did Fulton versus Brandon Figueroa, and so now we're here live and direct for Gary Russell versus Mark Magsayo. Mark Magsayo's got to definitely be the most interesting contender to fight Russell for his title since Jojo Diaz. And we got a cut, it looks like, around the left eye of Lucas. Referee asked Lucas if he wants to continue. Lucas doesn't really respond with a yes or a no. He kind of just keeps an indifferent look on his face in the corner. It may not be maybe a language barrier there for the Namibian. And here we go. We resume. Lucas on his jab. Jab's going to be so important. It always is between these two fighters because they're both fighting over distance. Good jab. Good catch and shoot jab by King Tut there. Sometimes against a taller fighter, that's what the shorter guy has to do to land his jab. Nice hook caught on the gloves by Nyambar, but that was a good hook by Lucas. And referee breaking the two up now. What's apparently a little bit of a low blow by Nyambar gives Lucas this moment here in the corner. I'd have to see that again. I didn't really see a low blow there. All right, time in. 2:20 in round 3 here, our first fight of the night. We got it 1-1 after 2. Good catch and shoot jab by Nyambar there. He's done that a couple times in this round, letting the taller fighter fall in just a bit with his jab, catching it, and then landing his own jab. Chopping right hand on the inside by Lucas, but Nyambar comes right back with the left hook. Oh, good exchange by both fighters there. Right uppercut by Nyambar and a swing of right hand by Lucas. And this is good exchange here in the middle of the third round. Both fighters landed hard shots. Nyambar getting the better of it. Exchanging with him at that range is probably going to benefit Nyambar. Lucas is going to want to get a little bit of range when he lets go of his power shots. Staying in mid-range with Nyambar would probably benefit him, but he got some good punches in himself there. But halfway through the third, and the action heating up right there. Nyambar catching on his gloves. A right hand from Lucas. Lucas again overshooting the right hand. But Lucas looks more confident in there, letting go of his power shots. They have explosiveness on the right hand. He's already made a couple adjustments, and this has been a good fight so far. Early on. Both fighters making good little adjustments already. One thing Nyambar looks to have on Lucas is timing. Better timing. A little over 20 seconds left in this third round. Middle of the round really heated up. Oh, good. Nyambar short with a left hook and a right hand, but he lands a left hand as Lucas is pulling straight back, knocked his head up a little bit there. And this has been King Tug's round. Good job by King Tug showing he knows his distance. He won the exchange when the fight heated up in the middle of the third. Able to land a good right uppercut as the two were opening up, and he's been able to roll some of those long right hands of Lucas, able to catch some of them on the guard. There it is. There's that right uppercut. Oh, but a good left hook by Lucas right after he got nailed by that right uppercut. That was a hell of an exchange. Let's see it again. Again, overshooting the right hand. Boom, right uppercut by Nyambar, but he eats a left hook right after it. That was good level stuff from both fighters in that exchange. 29-28, King Tug Nyambar. I gotta see how my Niners do. Stevie, how my Niners looking? Sorry. Oh, that's cool. They got the score up there. That's cool. Looks like we're on in the red zone.
You are on the red zone.
Jimmy just threw a pick. Oh, was it? All right, round 4. All right. What's the score?
7-0.
Okay, 7-0. All right. Okay. You knew Jimmy was going to do that. All right, round 4. Nyambar. We got King Tug Nyambar against Sakara Lucas. 29-28, King Tug. Lucas, a little straight right hand to the body of Nyambar there. Almost a minute into the 4th round. Nyambar, both guys in the center of the ring. Lucas a little more active in this first minute. Good jab to the body by Lucas there. Good jab by Nyambar, doubles it up and then hooks off of it, but Lucas able to... Oh, good left uppercut by King Tug. Left hook, right hand by King Tug. The right hand able to land after the left hook was short. Good sequence by King Tug, moving his head in the center of the ring. And another left hook knocks Lucas a little bit off balance, but it's a good sequence by Nyambar after Lucas was more active to start this 4th round. That might put Nyambar ahead a little bit. That was good work. Good right hand by Nyambar. He caught Lucas lunging in, giving up his height. Good hook by Lucas, but Nyambar defensively responsible, keeping his hands in the right spot to catch it. And he's rolling away from some of these right hands by Lucas as well. Good jab by Lucas. Good hook to the body by Lucas. About 45 seconds left in this 4th round. It's a close round, but I think Nyambar's been a little bit more accurate with his shots. And you can see the swelling starting on the right side of Lucas's face too, from the jab and the left hook of Nyambar tonight. It hasn't been the right hand too much so far for Nyambar, but more of that left hand. But you got to wonder if at some point he'll catch Lucas. If Lucas attempts to take more chances, if Nyambar can win these rounds, if he can walk him into a right hand. Good boxing by Nyambar in the 4th round. 39-37 Nyambar. And we got showtime in the dressing room with Gary Russell now. Let's see. Gary's saying shit. He stays in the gym all the time. I saw Shakur Stevenson tweet that today as well, that the ring rust should be no issue for Gary Russell because he stays in the gym all the time. I don't know. You know, Shakur would definitely know better than me, but I do question if no matter how much you stay in the gym, if that's the same thing as staying in the gym and fighting 2 or 3 times a year. So, you know, we'll see. But Gary is one of the most respected American fighters in boxing. Not just the guy that a lot of people felt during his career had the fastest hands in boxing, pound for pound, and has been the longest reigning WBC champ, but Gary, because all these guys, of course, go back to the amateurs, is one of these guys that just has the respect of just about every American fighter because they knew how bad he was in the amateurs. Those guys that are bad when they're teenagers in the amateurs that dominate the tournaments out here in America, they really hold that respect pretty much forever, all the way through. Like guys like Rashid Warren, who may not have had the success in the pros that it was expected out of the amateurs. If you talk to guys who have had that success in the pros, they still talk about a Rashid Warren with that high praise because of what he did back then. So, and Gary Russell is one of those guys in the boxing game that gets that respect from other fighters, especially the ones that came up in the American amateurs with him. So. Minute into round 5 now. What's punch? Yeah, punch stat. Yep. Punch stats got it about right. Nyambar, 57 out of 186. Lucas, 46 out of 211. Oh, good right hand by Lucas. Nyambar's been able to pull away from that right hand most of the night, but Lucas able to land it there pretty good. Good right hand by Sakara Lucas right there. Lucas letting that right hand go. He's letting it go again. And he's finding the range with it more now in the 5th. Coming forward with it. Lucas winning this round, and he needs it. He can't afford to go down 4 rounds to 1 in the first half of the fight. That means you have to win every round. Oh, good left hook by Nyambar, though. Lucas is hurt. Lucas forced the hold. Good short left hook by Nyambar. And Lucas was winning this round up until that point, but hard to score him around now where he was buckled with his legs in that manner. The referee stopping these two again. I feel like the referee's been in this fight a little bit too much. I haven't really seen too much roughhousing or dirty fighting from either guy tonight. And yet he's had to stop it 3 or 4 times, but 30 seconds left in the 5th. Good body shots by King Tug right as Lucas overshot a right hand. But Lucas looks to believe in his power, man. He's coming forward, undeterred, letting his right hand go with mean intention, bad intentions. Not just looking to touch with it. He's letting it go. And that's what we want to see with Magsayo tonight. Even if he continues to miss like Lucas has at times in this fight, keep letting it go with bad intentions. And that's a tough loss. That's a tough loss round for Lucas because he was winning that round. Middle portions of the round, started finding the home with that right hand. Tug Bar's getting away from it most of the night, but he started finding a home for it. But then just as he fights on that front foot, walks into a left hook, and that lost him the round. He got buckled. Yep, 49-46 to King Tug Nyambar. Let's see here on the replay. It was actually a right uppercut that did it. The 4-3. I love that combination. Whether it's the 3-4 left hook right uppercut or the 4-3 right uppercut left hook. Canelo loves that combination. So it was actually the right uppercut that hurt him, not the left hook. All right, round 6. And right now it's King Tug defensively is giving Lucas some problems. It's not that Lucas is slow. It's not that there isn't some explosiveness on his right hand. The punch does come out a little long. He overshoots it a little bit, but let's give King Tug some credit, man. He's stepping around. He's intelligent, moving his head a little bit, and boxing well, showing his boxing skills, King Tug. Good head movement right there, just as I was saying. A good head movement 30 seconds into the 6th round by King Tug Nyambar. Good right uppercut by Nyambar, the same shot that hurt him last round. And yeah, Steve Farhood has his same fight as FightHype live, 49-46. King Tug Nyambar. Hasn't really been a tough fight to score. Good left hook by Nyambar as Lucas covers up. But again, the last two rounds or so, it's really been defensively. Nyambar is giving Lucas fits. And we'll see again if that happens in the main event. If Magsayo does show explosiveness, does show a willingness to shoot his shot, to let his right hand go, not to be gun shy, but maybe ultimately they'll just have problems landing it effectively, like Lucas has had with his right hand right now in this fight. Good right hand by Lucas right there. Oh, another right, 2-1-2s right in a row. And Nyambar able to roll it a bit, but he did get tagged twice in a row with that right hand by Lucas. Nyambar stepping in with his own shots now. Lucas able to use his distance to not quite get hit with him. Use his range. Good jab by Lucas there. Doubled up on it. Good right hand to the body, Lucas, in the inside just before they clinch. And Nyambar complains it was a shot to the back. But that was a good shot by Lucas. Good body shots by both guys there in the clinch. Digging with him. Now, this was a close sixth round. Lucas able in that last minute or so to land a couple of good 1-2s, couple of good right hands on the. You know, that was one of that might have been the toughest round to score so far. You could see that round going to Lucas. Could definitely see that round going to Lucas. So 59-55 Nyambar or 58-56 Nyambar sounds right through 6. Had our first what we could call swing round of the night in the 6th. Stephen Fulton ringside, bad boy. I mean, he fought a guy with just the freakish ability to not stop coming forward and throw punches with crazy size, and Brandon Figueroa. Stephen Fulton, man. The boy Brandon Figueroa just wouldn't get tired, just wouldn't stop throwing. And he's got heavy hands to the body, and he's huge for the weight. That was most fighters would have definitely folded under that pressure. That pressure would have broke a lot of pipes, but not Stephen Fulton's. I'm down to see a rematch, but I would like to see Fulton get a shot at Akhmad Aliev. Maybe Rais Salim against Brandon Figueroa. It's not a bad fight, but Nyambar back on his jab. You know, Nyambar started this fight with his jab really well, and I got him ahead, possibly even 5 rounds to 1 or 4 rounds to 2. But he has gotten away from his jab, and you'll hear that said often about a lot of different fighters. But at the top level, where the jab can be countered over and taken away and all that, it becomes easier from where I'm sitting to tell guys to get back on their jab. But he's off to a good start here in the 7th. He started with the jab in this round and matching the activity of Lucas. Actually, a little more active first minute from Nyambar here to start the 7th. Good right hand to the body by Lucas. Straight right hand. Good jab by Lucas. A lot of this fight been in the center of the ring. Good right hand by Lucas over the top of the jab of Nyambar, and that's part of why that jab at times will go away. Both fighters have had a good jab tonight and have had their moments with it. Lucas having a solid middle of the 7th right now. He's had moments where he's fought with good confidence, stood on that front foot. Good left hook on the inside by Lucas. Again, he's got long arms. It's a long left hook, but he got it in there good. Good right hand by Lucas. Getting extension on it despite being in closer where you think he'd be able to. Good jab by Lucas, too. He's having a good 7th round now. Is the fighter from Namibia. Yeah, and Showtime believes this is a close 7th round. I do think Lucas is winning this round, and Farhood gave him the last round, so he could be on his way to winning 2 rounds in a row now. Sakura Lucas. Good hook to the pit of the stomach by Lucas. Partially blocked, but you heard it. That was a good round by Lucas. 67-66, King Tug Nyambar, maybe 68-65, depending on how he scored the 6th. But the fight looks like it's tightened up on the cards in these last 2 rounds. And now we go to the dressing room with Mark Magsayo. Again, Magsayo, I think, is the most interesting opponent we've seen Gary in with since Jojo Diaz Jr. So, and that Jojo Diaz Jr. victory has really aged well for Gary Russell Jr. The guy became a champion, 1 weight division north, and then all the way up at lightweight, fighting a big lightweight in Devin Haney. He gave himself a very good account of himself, fought a very good fight. So that win of Gary Russell has only aged like fine wine so far. And his only loss aged well too. You know, Lomachenko went on to become who he is. So, and he sent a guy, a borderline Hall of Famer, and Johnny Gonzalez basically into retirement. So Gary's done some good things in boxing. Here we are, 10 seconds into the 8th round now. King Tug Nyambar. Oh, good right hand by Lucas there. And down goes Nyambar. It was a couple seconds after a right hand landed, but I think it had something to do with it. Ref did not call it a knockdown, but I think that was a good right hand just a couple seconds before by Lucas that made his legs a little shaky. Lucas pressing his advantage now. Good right hand. Nyambar keeping his hands up, but still part of that right hand got through. And Lucas staying on top of Nyambar thinks he has a moment here to take advantage of. Nyambar, solid poker face, firing back, and then gets in the clinch. But Lucas feels like he's hurting Nyambar when he is able to get through with these right hands. Lucas staying on the front foot, very confident in his right hand right now. Good right uppercut by Lucas there. He's been hit with the right uppercut a few times, but he delivered one there. He's having a strong 8th round. Nyambar kind of weathering this storm right now, firing back, but not firing back with the confidence and intention of Lucas right now in the 8th round. Good right hand to the body by Lucas. He has found more of a home for that shot the last several rounds. And then a right uppercut on the inside. He's got a long right hand, and he gets extension and leverage on it. And he can actually get it off at a closer range than you would think at times. Good work on the inside from both guys, keeping their elbows in tight, both letting their uppercuts go and their body shots go. Good defense on the inside by Nyambar as Lucas lets go with some hard combinations. Lucas winning this 8th round, you could say he's on his way to winning 3 rounds in a row now to even this fight up at 76-76. Lucas has been a strong Namibian fighter tonight. Good right hand, good power jab, confident. Has been able to withstand getting buckled a few times. When he comes forward with confidence and with intention on his shots. This has been a good fight. Here we go. Last 2 rounds, and maybe the six was a bit of a swing round. Maybe if you gave that 6th round Nyambar, you still have him ahead 77-75 after 8. But Showtime has this even, and I think that's the right call. If I had to say 76-76 through 8 rounds right now, and maybe if it's starting to come down to who maybe, both guys have had a few adjustments. And if it's going to come down to who wants it more, we'll see. Maybe this upset is about to happen for the Namibian fighter because he looks at times more confident and more comfortable in there when fighting on that front foot than does Nyambar. Nyambar didn't look too comfortable with those right hands in the 8th. So, but we'll see if he can take advantage. Maybe now. Lucas a little overconfident, or not overconfident, but Lucas, as he continues to fight on that front foot, maybe Nyambar can walk him into something. But this fight looks even now after 8. And apparently the 49ers have done something big in there. So Debo Samuel did something. All right, hopefully the Niners are playing good. But anyways, round 9, King Tug Nyambar was ahead in this fight, and now he finds himself in a dogfight in these championship last 2 rounds. Well, not championship rounds. This isn't a title fight, but in these last 2 rounds in a scheduled 10-rounder. Nyambar's only lost to Chris Colbert, only lost to Gary Russell. And again, it's been at times good jabs from both fighters, more of a long power jab from Lucas and more of a nice piston-like up jab from Nyambar, and he'll double it up. But both fighters have done well with their jabs at times in this fight. Now Nyambar looking to put the pressure on, and he's fighting on his front foot minute into this 9th round. Good jab by Nyambar. Good left hook by Nyambar. He hooked off the jab, found the distance well. Both guys trading jabs, and then Nyambar brings the hook after his jab. Landed it good there on Lucas. Good skills by King Tug. King Tug catching a few left hooks on his right glove. Good jabs by Nyambar there, knocking Lucas's head around just a little bit. Lucas overshoots the right hand, clinch. About a minute 8 left in this 9th round. Lucas with a right hand. Good double jab by Lucas. That right hand anchored, ready behind it. This is a close 9th round. I feel like King Tug's been a little bit more accurate with his jab this round. Good jab, just as I say that, by King Tug Nyambar. 2 rounds left, and it just comes down once again like it started. Who can land their jab better right now? And it's been Tug. Good jab by Tug, just as I say it again. And Lucas tries to come back with his own jab, 3 of them. Tug able to make him fall short. Overshoots the right hand, does Lucas. Swinging big in the last 5 seconds. Not able to land with any of those shots. I think that round really just came down to as simple as both guys had some success with their jab, but King Tug was more accurate. Worked his jab a little bit better, and I gave that 9th round to King Tug. That was a pivotal round. He could even be up as high as 6 rounds to 3 on the card, but I think 86-85 sounds about right after 9. And Lucas bleeding up from his mouth a little bit. He's definitely eating some stiff jabs in this fight, eating some good left hooks, eating the right uppercut, but he's landed a number of right hands to the body and to the head up top against King Tug. It's been a good fight. I think Tug should be a little bit ahead in this fight. Lucas on my card would need this round to at best get a draw. All right, last round coming up. I think if Tug wins this round, he puts it away. He should definitely have it on the cards. He loses this round, could be a draw. Props to Lucas fighting his way back into it in the 6th, 7th, and 8th. $27-hour trip to get to Atlantic City for Lucas. And it's dope just to have fights on in Atlantic City once again. All right, 30 seconds into it. Again, all night, it's been good work from both fighters with their jabs. Good jab by Lucas there. Let's see who makes the moment happen. Tug swings with a right uppercut, left hook, lets his 4-3 go. Then a clinch. Tug, Tug is a little more compact puncher, shorter shots. And at times, that's just giving him the edge, letting him be more accurate, a little more accurate with his jab, punch stash. Again, Lucas falling in a little bit, gets caught with the jab as he comes in by Nyambar. Nyambar has a nice compact jab, good timing on it, can throw the up jab, can throw it from the high guard. $86.85 on the Showtime card. It's the same as I got it. I'll always take Steve Farhood's card. But good left hook to the body by Nyambar. Nyambar just a better sense, a better feel for distance in these exchanges most of the time. And again, just naturally a little bit more shorter, compact puncher when they open up. Lucas not able to get anything done in these first 2+ minutes of the 10th, not winning this round. Sometimes, team comes back from down 12 points, and by the time they tie it up, they don't have enough energy to get over the top. Maybe that's a little bit here for Lucas, but I think a lot of it is Nyambar just making the adjustments, doing what he's got to do necessary in these last 2 rounds to make sure this fight didn't get away from him. And Lucas bleeding from the mouth in the corner before the round, was breathing a little heavy. Again, may not have had too much to give out in the 10th. But he did do better than I expected after coming in the first round the way he looked. And some of these fighters can get blown away at this level coming from Namibia with the bloated records. But he fought well tonight. His right hand was dangerous throughout. King Tug definitely looks like he held on in those last 2 rounds to win the fight. 96-94, maybe even 97-93 for King Tug Nyambar. Good rally in the middle latter half of the fight for Lucas, but King Tug looks like he's going to improve to 13-2 with 9 knockouts after this fight. What did you think, BT?
Fun fight. I think you pretty much called it right. I think King Tug pulled it out towards the end. Tougher fight, tougher fight than he expected, I'm sure. But shout out to Lucas too. You know what I'm saying?
He literally started to make it tough as I was going, this is starting to look like it's not going to be that tough of a night for Nyambar. Right. And then boom, started to turn it on.
Yep. Fun little fight. Let's see. I'm anxiously waiting.
I'm saying there's going to be
scorecards.
There's going to be either 2 cards of 96-94 and 1 of 97-93, or there's going to be 2 97-93 with 1 96-94, or there's going to be 96-94, 97-93, and 98-92. One of those.
At this point, I expect crazy shit like 100 to. You know what I'm saying?
No,
You never know what to expect with these judges nowadays. Just as long, honestly, I don't even care what the scorecards are anymore.
As long as they get
as long as they make sure the right person won.
That's where I'm at with it. That's where I've been at with it for years.
Right.
It's just did the right guy win?
A knockdown in round 8? They didn't.
Nope.
They didn't score that knockdown. I don't know. He clipped him. That maybe should have been scored a knockdown. That maybe should have been scored.
How they liking how are they? I haven't been checking the chat. How they liking it?
I've been floating in and out because Rahman sent me the arrivals for Magsayo and Gary Russell Jr. They both just arrived to the arena. So while you were doing the round by round, I was listening to you, but I was also putting videos up too. So I didn't keep it too locked on the chat room. But a lot of people are in here. They're from all over, man. They're definitely showing their support. We definitely appreciate them tuning in.
Is this side shot? Is that okay? Me having to look to my left?
I think someone did mention something about having to look up your nostrils or something like that. Ooh. I don't know if you were a little too close or whatnot, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just trying to call the fight, or at least you're just trying to call the fight, and I'm just trying to keep you company while you do it. So
yeah, and obviously when we do these fights ringside, it's a whole different vibe. I'm there.
Way different.
Yeah, I'm there. That's more of our official ringside round by round. This is still the official round by round for sure, but it's the first Showtime card of the night. I'm not actually there at the card, so
Yeah, you're not at the card. I mean, you're typically the one that does them anyway for FightHype. Like a lot of these, just because someone's at the fight doesn't necessarily mean they want to jump on camera and do a round by round. So,
right.
So yeah, I mean, it's definitely different. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's all about you calling the action that is going down inside the ring, and that's pretty much what you called is pretty much what happened.
Exactly what happens every time. Can I get an update on the 49ers?
I think it was still 7-0. I think it was halftime last time I checked. I mean, I think it just started the third quarter. Oh no, they scored a field goal.
7-3?
7-3, yep.
Oh, I like it. See, it's feeling like a game that's gonna I guess they're about to kick another field goal. Let's see.
Are they? No, are they?
I think so. Yeah, I think they made it too. Or did they kick an extra point? I need to know what's happening, man. Or am I on a delay and now it's 7-3?
No, I think now it's 7-3.
No, why is Deebo Samuel going to the sideline? Anyway.
Yeah, I think you might be on a little delay. You might have even been on like a 5-second delay.
This is nerve-wracking for a 49er fan.
Nerve-wracking for a 49er fan who's calling a fight.
The fight.
And
calling the fight and
Right. Does Magsayo have a chance?
Can we get some scores, please? Jimmy, Lennon, where you at, my man? Okay, here we are.
Yeah,
scores coming in. Split decision. I was wrong. And I had 3 cracks at it.
I told you.
Zachariah Lucas gets a card, 96-94.
Mm-hmm.
96-94 Nyambar.
I'm okay with that.
Draw.
I'm okay with that.
Nah,
I'm okay with that.
I guess so. Yeah, yeah.
I'm okay with that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think it was a draw, but I'm okay with that. I don't mind seeing them scrap again. It's it is what it is. Luke, I do feel like Luke, that's good for him, man. It's good for him. He did what he had to do in the fight and fought a good fight, and hopefully he gets another opportunity, gets a nice little payday. So I'm okay with the draw, but I can understand why someone else would not be.
I thought Nyambar won the fight, but
so too. I mean, I thought so too. I mean, if I'm keeping it one, I thought that King Tug won the fight. But I'm okay with. I'm not mad at it. As long as they get another opportunity, that's all that matters. And at the end of the day, what are you going to do with them? Who did you want to see King Tug fight next? You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't going to say that, but you did.
I'm just saying, whoever it is you want to see King Tug in with, you probably want to see that person in with somebody else too. You know what I mean? So I want to I'm okay with those two guys having to fight again before they get an opportunity to fight, one of the big names. I'm all right with that because I want to see some of the big names fight some other people.
Like each other.
Like each other. You're a little behind. Yeah, did somebody say you're a little, yeah, I think Sean is, I think you're on like a slight 5 or 6, 7, 8 second delay or something like that.
Like on my Showtime telecast?
Yeah, because I actually heard as you were reading out the scorecards, I had already heard them. But who cares? Like,
okay,
you're talking about seconds, bro. It's not that big of a deal.
Okay, all right. Well, in boxing, it's a lot.
What's the name of the skinny, squared-faced dude from FightHype? Is he talking about
Sean?
You?
That would be me.
Is he talking about you?
Yes, Sean.
The skinny, squared-faced dude from FightHype. That's Sean.
Yep.
If that's who you're talking about.
I like the square face comment though.
Is that technically a square? I mean, I guess I have a fat round face, so I mean, yeah, you would be the skinny square face.
Oh, the square face is a good thing. This is like
that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think so.
The jawline.
Yes, is what I'm getting at, but no one wants to hear about that shit, so I kind of
I
moved on to the next. But
what's going on in
the ref didn't get enough camera time. I mean, he kind of put himself in there a few times when he didn't need to.
What are they questioning him on?
It might be the knockdown.
The knockdown?
But he nailed him with a good right hand.
Good right hand.
But again, it happened. See, he lets a jab go and then he goes down a second or two later. Oh, it was off a jab. See, I didn't realize he got dropped by a jab on it. Yeah, that's a knockdown.
Yeah.
That's a knockdown. So justice is served after all. Because
justice is served after, right?
Because if he gets the knockdown in that round, then on a card like mine where you have Nyambar winning, you probably do have a draw. Or, well, hell, let's do the math now. Why don't we instead of speculate? That would mean it goes from a 96-94 card to a 95-94 card the other way. That's a 3-point swing.
See, so that's why I'm all right. I'm all right with the draw. Yep. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like it was a close fight. It was a close fight.
In the end, justice is served upon second review of that knockdown.
Justice is served. No winner. You guys can do it again. Look, they mad. They big mad. I don't know why my satellite keeps freezing though. What's up with that? You're gonna make me switch to the Showtime app. I really don't want to do that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I really don't want to do that.
I know. We're old. We still watch cable.
I'm just.
Are you on cable?
Yeah, I'm on satellite, but basically the same thing. I'm just so paranoid about internet service going out. Like that's happened before, where I'm watching a fight and internet goes down. I mean, I guess it can happen with satellite if it starts raining. Same thing with cable. I mean, shit happens. But yeah, I'm just kind of old school. I mean, actually the main reason why I do it is because I try and keep my TV watching separate from my work. Cause I'm live streaming stuff, I'm uploading stuff, I'm downloading stuff. So yeah, I try and keep my TV watching off of my internet, but I got to get all that shit worked out.
Who in the chat has Charlo over Canelo? And why?
Who's going to commit to that anyway?
Well, okay, so I already began to sink my teeth into it, driving around Las Vegas, thinking about fights like I do. And obviously Canelo's the favorite. But one thing that kept coming out of Floyd Mayweather's mouth about Canelo is that the jab is the key with Canelo. And that's the shot the
jab is the key with everyone though, right?
I know. It was the key in this fight we just watched a lot of the time.
Right. Like that's easy. That's easy to say. I don't think there is a key with Canelo. I think the key is you got to know how to fucking box and you got to know how to fucking bang. And if you can't do both of them equally well, Canelo's going to get you because he does both of them well, So it's going to take someone like a Charlo, like a, David Benavidez, who is very, very his boxing skills are very underrated. People just think he's a volume puncher that's coming forward, but David Benavidez got some boxing skills. It's going to take someone like that. Caleb Plant, I think, is a great boxer, but he might have been lacking in the brawling, in the banging department. Maybe not enough pop on his punches or something like that just could not keep Canelo off of him. You're gonna have to Canelo is such a well-rounded fighter that you're gonna have to also be a well-rounded fighter. That's why
I think Charlo possesses like the physicality and the physical attributes to really match up and fight with Canelo, but I don't know if he has the fluidity. He is ever since that Korobov fight, man, he's been looking stiff. Like against Matias, he wasn't landing that straight right hand with any consistency. Sometimes the like little very important things like balance at times have been off.
I don't necessarily think you have to have, fluidity. I don't like that's not like you just have to be a better thinker.
But I just mean for this guy that I've always thought of as a gifted, athletic, kind of explosive guy, he's been stiff his last, number of fights. Like for a guy that you think of as an athlete, yeah.
Yeah, but we don't know if that's he's choosing to do that. Sometimes fighters they change doing certain things because they want to get more attention. They want there's a lot of reasons why a fighter kind of changes the way he goes about his business. Anthony Joshua doesn't fight the same now that he did when he was first coming up. He fancies himself more of a technical, what Lennox Lewis call himself, a pugilist specialist. Mm-hmm. That's what Anthony Joshua thinks he is now, instead of that guy that, that brawler that was coming forward and murking people. The whole reason why he changed is because he wants to be like Floyd. He wants to have that longevity. He doesn't want to be in those wars all the time. Does that necessarily suit his style, his physique? His attributes,
right?
Probably not.
Right.
Probably not. And that's going to come to hurt him when he's facing something like an Usyk, someone who is a better pugilist specialist than him. Then you're going to fail in that department. With Canelo and particularly Charlo, I don't think you have to be that. Well, I don't want to say that great of a boxer, because you have to be a great boxer. I don't want to minimize, the level of talent. What I just think is you got to be able to do a little bit of everything well. You can't.
He's shown that in spots that he could counterpunch. He can use his jab. He can bang.
That's what I'm getting at.
He's shown the ability to do both, to box and bang. It's just, can he put it all together? And can he find that extra juice in the biggest moment? Does he come up even bigger when the lights come on than when he's fighting a Matt Korobov, or does that? And he seems like the type of guy where that's very possible, where the big stage, Cowboy Stadium, all the celebrities ringside, he looks like the type that likes that type of atmosphere and energy, and that might bring the best out of him with Jamal Charlo. Mm-hmm. So I just know he's a marquee opponent.
Yeah, that's what I like the most about it.
He's a marquee opponent.
Right. He's the quote unquote marquee opponent. He really wants it. He wants it. He wants, that star performing, performance. I don't even know if that's a thing.
Star-making performance. Yeah.
Star-making performance.
Crossover.
That's what I was looking for. That's what I was like. I gotta leave the flour alone, bro. I dipped back in the flour a little bit and forgot how strong it was. I'm used to them edibles, but
I do lay off of that for the round by rounds. So the people
I don't. Yes, he does. I don't. I need it to work, bro. I need that creativity with all the headlines we come up with, Okay. I can only post so many brutally honest titles, so I need to be a little more creative.
Pulls no punches.
Pulls no punches. They're showing Gary's dad on TV right now in a wheelchair. It's not starting yet. I just looked up and saw they had his dad.
There's Freddie in the dressing room as well. Freddie Roach.
Yeah, man, he must have went through some stuff. Did he say he did get his foot amputated, or that they were thinking they would have to? I don't know. He went through some stuff, man. Gary Russell there's been a lot of stuff going on in his life. His brother, his dad. Like, there's just a lot of stuff going on in his life that, when you got to juggle all that. Like I said,
and he obviously loves them very much. Like, everybody loves their family, but you could tell Gary's a family person. Like, his brothers and his dad is everything to him.
Right. Yeah, no, the fight. Somebody asked, "Is the fight finished?" No, the fight's not finished. Fight hasn't even started. This is the co-main event, right?
Yep. Subriel Matias. This is a guy from Puerto Rico. I remember we interviewed him, Ben, on the channel. I'm trying to think it was a big undercard. It might have been Canelo Kovalev, or it was actually probably Fury Wilder 2. And we got an interview on the channel with this dude. And remember one of his fights, I believe he's the one who fought Maxime Dadashev, rest in peace, right? I believe Matias.
I think so.
And
I think so.
And I asked him about that fight, and I remember him talking about how he didn't feel bad at all, and that's his job, and that growing up in Puerto Rico, he saw men get killed all the time. So I'll always remember that interview with this cat. Not that he was being cold-blooded or meant to be disrespectful, but that it just matter-of-factly, like, hey, this is boxing, and I've seen a lot of fucked up shit in Puerto Rico anyways. And the other thing I always remember with this cat, Subriel Matias, is Terrence Crawford was tweeting during one of his fights, and he said, if this dude ever really develops an educated jab, he's going to be a problem. So I always remember Crawford, liking what his offensive arsenal. So, but he lost. There's a rematch, man. He lost this. That was an upset when he lost to Petros Anand.
Yeah, that's about to start here any minute. When it does, and I hop out. Listen, if you want to I'm still on. If you want to bring me in, just if you want to address me, just say my name.
Okay, good.
I'll pop in and answer whatever you got to say. I let you, because when you be doing your commentary, you be flowing. So I never know if you're gonna switch it to an old school. You be dropping knowledge, like you be doing so much. So I just let you do your thing, and I'll pop back on once it's over and talk my shit.
I look forward to calling Thurman Barrios.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. You'll be there though. That'll be different. You'll be ringside.
That's what I mean. I look forward to cover. I look forward to calling at ringside. And
what is that? 2 weeks?
Yeah,
it's right around the corner. Right around the corner. I don't think that's an automatic win for. I don't think that's an automatic win for Thurman.
No, especially if Barrios shows up bolder than he did for Davis.
Yeah. He'll have to. Yeah, that's. If there was a knock on Barrios, it would be that. But
because I think he does have power, you got to commit to it.
But listen, the Gervonta Davis fight may have flipped that switch on for him, man. He might come in with like zero respect for Keith Thurman and just like, we're gonna see, but I don't think it's automatic for a guy that's been out for how long has Thurman been out now? 5 years, 6 years, something like that.
2.5.
I'm just kidding. It's been a couple of years, but it's been a long time. So, yeah, man, we'll see what happens with that, and we can talk about that after this. I see they're about to.
I just mean with Barrios, he kept it. He tried to fight that whole fight under Virgil Hunter, stuck to the game plan from Virg. Like, he just kept everything tight and at a distance the whole fight, right? Just kept it tight and at a distance. And I'm saying he's gonna have to at some point go forward and go after Keith. Man, we've seen Keith hurt to the body. I know Barrios has a left hook. I know, I've seen it ringside. I know when he commits to his hook, it's a matter of landing it at the high level. It gets harder than hitting Ryan Carl with a left hook, Cowboy Carl. But
and Gervonta Davis is a lot more athletic than Keith Thurman is. A lot more athletic.
At this stage,
Mario Barrios was in that fight. Right, of course. Yeah, definitely at this stage.
But Keith Barrios was in that fight.
Yeah, back in the day, they're all, you know what I'm saying, when everyone's hungry, when they're still starving for those millions, everybody pulling out all their athletic tricks. But, once they eating well, it's hard to stay like that, So we'll see what happens. I definitely don't think it's an automatic. Oh, is he just now? Oh, man, I thought they were about to ring the bell to start this. He's just now announcing them. Jeez.
Nope. I'm going to need more of your assistance.
These fights be dragging on, boy. Oh, my goodness.
I know. It was... Lomachenko Comey when we did our round by round, and I think it was Curtadillo in the co-main event in the IBF mandatory, and he wound up losing that fight too. But that was brutal. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Calling that fight was brutal. Mary Glover, shout out.
Oh yeah.
They got a lot of old school female referees on the East Coast in the amateur program, and I mean, you got some tough sisters out there the East Coast in the amateur programs, man.
Yeah, that's
like Dennis, Dennis Douglan and his mother out there in Jersey. That's not as uncommon as you would think in those East Coast states in boxing.
Right. I was just doing a score check for you. I think it's still 7-3. I think it's still 7-3.
I love it. Holding Rogers to 7, you gotta love it. Like
you love it. That's good for you. Yeah, that is good. Actually, that is good. You'll take that. You'll take that.
If we're winning, because we were never gonna win this game 31-27. If the Niners pull this off, it's gonna be 14-10 or something. Like
right.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, I'm still kind of surprised the Bengals pulled that shit off.
One more time for people on the street. You guys know you love it. Okay.
That's funny. How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? No. Hey, you know what? I got love for the Cowboys, man. I appreciate any fan base that loyal and that passionate.
Oh yeah, listen, you can't knock them. I mean, you can knock them, but a lot of people do. But at the end of the day, man, those are the kind of fans you want. Those are the kind of fans you want. Shout out from the Philippines. Let's go. Okay, all right. So, all right.
Yeah, Niner fans, we're not as loyal. 49er fans, you call us when you're good. We got time for that shit.
Fair weather fans.
No. They have a phrase, faithful then, faithful now. And I'm always like, yeah, faithful then when they were good and faithful now that they're good again. Like, yeah.
Oh, man. All right. I'm going to jump out of the spotlight, but if you need, I'm here, bro.
All right, here we go. Co-main event tonight. Subriel Matias, 17-1, 17 knockouts. The only guy he's lost to, the only guy he's never knocked out is Petros Ananian. And here he is in his rematch, gets his chance. You don't see this enough in boxing now. Guys on their way up, they'll get a loss, and sometimes they'll never get a chance to avenge that loss, even though they'll go on to have success. We saw that with Vasil Lomachenko and Orlando Salido, for example. But here we go, round one. Matias has always been a dangerous offensive guy. If you let him start putting his combinations together, he could really beat you up. And 17 knockouts and 17 wins. He's not a one-punch knockout artist guy, though. He's a guy who puts them together and can club you and pound you into submission with some combinations. Good jab early on by Matias. And that's the punch that Terrence Crawford tweeted out a few fights ago, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, that if Matias ever really worked on his jab, he could become a problem. And he's gotten right. So he must have seen the tweet at some point, because he's definitely using his jab in the first round. Not quite the same sharp type jab we saw from King Tug Nyambar and even Lucas last fight, but starting with that jab here. Let's see, starting out of that. Ooh, short left hook by Matias. He shot his right cross and then right a left hook right behind it. Landed it hard on Ananian. Good first round so far for Subriel Matias, who's definitely looking for revenge tonight. But Ananian, despite getting lit up a little bit early with the jab, eating some shots coming in, but he is keeping the pressure on Matias, making him fight going backwards, making a guy who likes to knock the other fighters out, making him have to go backwards, putting him on his heels. So Ananian not winning this first round, but still trying to make Matias uncomfortable and put him on his heels. And now he has Matias on the ropes. He's starting to let his hands get off now, having some spots here in the last 30 seconds of the first round. Matias definitely winning this round so far. the physical strength of Anani and giving Matias some issues in terms of holding his ground in the center of the ring. Good right hand by Ananian. And that was a good last 30 seconds by Ananian. Matias able to win this first round, 10-9, take the lead early in the first round. But the physical strength of Ananian, it seemed like when the two guys get physical and close, it's hard for Matias to hold his ground. And Ananian trying to walk through the combinations and keep Matias fighting backwards, keep the puncher fighting backwards and on his heels. But Matias winning that first round. Great, always great keys to victory by Al Bernstein in his breakdowns. The man is a professor, absolutely. In his keys to start faster for Ananian, more left hooks, and don't abandon the jab. Great, all great. Just shout out to Al Bernstein, man. The dude really does give some great tips every single time. I want to be on that level. But would love to do a film study with Al Bernstein. We got to get that done. All right, round 2. Matias, first round, got off to the start he wanted in the first 2.5 minutes, but last 30 seconds, Ananian able to come forward, put him on his heels a bit. Round 2, Matias again, starting with the jab, making a concerted effort tonight with his jab. But he can't rush his punches, rush his combinations. We got to see him pick his shots a little bit more this time, be a little more accurate, and not just run his shots. It does feel a little bit already like Ananian able to make Matias at times throw get off of me punches. And that takes a toll. That makes you give up energy. It also usually when a guy is throwing get off of me punches, he's not liking the mental pressure in there. It's making him uncomfortable. Good little hook on the inside by Matias. Good left hand by Matias. What's funny with Matias watching him here in the second, when you watch him right now, you see the 17 knockouts and 17 fights, but it almost looks like sometimes he pity pats with his punches, and it's Ananian with less knockouts who's really sitting on every shot that he throws. Good left hook by Ananian as he comes on the inside. Pushing him back, using his elbows to keep pushing Matias back, not letting him get forward momentum going. Again, Matias on some of these shots, not a lot on them, despite being known as the puncher with the gaudy knockout record. Good little quick left hook. Good left hooks on the inside by Matias. He's touch, and then letting go a little short left hook in there. Nice shot a couple of times by Matias. Good right hand to the body by Matias, and he tries swiping up with his left hand up top. Good left uppercut by Matias. Good left hook by Matias, fighting well off the ropes in the 30 with about 30 seconds left in this round. Some good left hands on the inside done by Matias. Looks like he's settling in on the inside a little bit here. Getting a little bit more comfortable on the inside. Good two-piece to the body by Matias. Good work here by Matias in this last minute and a half. Good right to the body by Matias. And Ananian's physical strength, still in there, still burrowing against Matias chest to chest. But Matias looks like just getting a little more comfortable in there now. Good body shots, too, to end the second round. It just looked to me like Matias able to settle down on the inside a little bit, not let that physical strength boring in from Ananian bother him as much. And he was able to land a series of little short left hooks, couple hard body shots. Good stuff by Subriel Matias, 20-18 after 2. Vino Mielnicki ringside. The Italian-Polish wonder from New Jersey. Getting some shine. Well, no wonder he's there. He is from New Jersey. Fights are in Jersey, If it was the Boardwalk Hall, we call it the house that Gotti built. That's not true, actually. We think of it that way, but almost all of Gotti's great fights did not happen at the Boardwalk Hall. It's like Boardwalk Hall was kind of like his dangerous tour. It was like he had already made Thriller and Bad. That was good, right? But
that was good.
But not a dangerous fan, by the way. Love Thriller, love Off the Wall.
I just like the reference to Dangerous because he fought Floyd there.
Right. That's what I mean. Like, it was really the past his prime era of his. Like, the hits really came before that. But yeah.
He just faced a lot of danger there.
Right. Right. Oh, right. Oh, now I see the further play on words. It's round 3. Baltimore.
Gomez.
Oh, God. Gomez. Hey, we had some good nights, man. We had Gianluca Bronco, Thomas Domgard, Jesse James Leija, the second and third Mickey Ward fights.
Yep.
It wasn't all bad. Especially that Gianluca Bronco fight, baby. We took home the green belt. And this has a lot to do with Subriel Matias right now in round 3, everything that we're talking about. No, Matias still more active. And again, man, it just looks like he got a little more comfortable on the inside there. He's holding his ground here better on the inside in the third round. Getting off 2-1. Little bit. Oh, good short right hand by Ananian right there, though. Phone booth action now, midway through the third. Couple of clubbing right hands by Ananian. Matias running his hands more, just a little bit more active, getting off 2 or 3-1 a lot of the time right now on the inside. Good left hook in there. Good left hook by Ananian, but pretty much right now it's just Matias is getting off 2-1 on the inside, sometimes 3-1. And he's not getting muscled back as much in the inside. He's able to hold his ground better in the center of the ring. Good right uppercut, left hook by Matias. Love that combination when fighters throw it. Matias refused to take a step back. Good left hook. Let go of a 1-2 before it. Shot the 1-2-3 and the 3 got in. Good left hook by Matias. Matias letting his offense be his defense a lot of the time. That's his style. And Anand's been smart to not let him go forward, because that when you let this guy get his steam going forward, that's when he starts to just run through you. Oh, blood coming from Anand's nose. Matias is busting him up this round, man. Punch stats are going to show he definitely landed. He looked to have landed about 30 punches that round. He tagged him up. He tagged him up on the inside, and now Anand is busted up going back to his corner. He looks a little wary. He looks like he knows it's a different type of fight than it was the first time. He's down 3-0 after 3. And unlike the first 2 rounds where he was kind of taking those shots and staying in there, and it looked like Matias' shots started to really have an effect in that third round. And you could see it on the wear and tear on his face and even the look in his eyes there. That's one thing I love being ringside for too, Ben, is you get to see that facial expression and really see when a fighter's uncomfortable or when they're not liking the heat in there. So
yeah. That could definitely tip off around when you can see their face and not just see their face, but you can hear them grunting and wincing at some of the punches. Yeah.
There we go. I think that round might have. Let's see. I'm interested to see what happens here. That round could have been a real advantage for Matias, where he's really in control now between these two fighters. Let's see. Let's see if Anand can hold. If he keeps getting hit like this, let's see if he can hold up, staying inside in that phone booth there, just withstanding. Because Matias is really starting. His offense is better now than it was to start. He's in a rhythm. And he lets go with both hands when he's feeling good. And he doesn't stop until you make him stop. So Good double left hook by Matias. A lot of action now. There's a lot of punches to be called. I'm not going to be calling every shot because these guys are really starting to open up now in the center. And it's Matias getting the better of it, usually getting off 2-1. Good body shot underneath by Matias. He dug a right hand right to the body. It was like a right uppercut right on the inside there by Subriel Matias. Good two-piece to the body, and then a right hand left hook up top. Again, see, that's 4 or 5 shots ran off by Subriel Matias to just 1 by Ananian. Great punch rate by Matias. Good right hand to the body by Ananian, though. Good right hand to the body. That'll slow him down if you could keep landing it like that. Good body shot by Matias. Both fighters getting in some good body work here. But again, Matias just running off his combinations at such a faster rate than is Ananian, letting his hands go. Interested to see punch stat numbers after this fight, after this round, because it just looks like he's just outlanding and outthrowing Ananian, who is definitely holding his own on the inside, but getting outworked and outpunched. That's the name of the game when we're scoring rounds. But Ananian bold in there, man, willing to take whatever's coming back. Trying to commit to 1 or 2 hard shots as Matias runs off 3 or 4 or 5 at a time. Good uppercuts by Matias, kind of even unorthodox type punching, swiping up at times with shots that are half hooks, half uppercuts. Sometimes they look like arm punches. Good combination by Subriel Matias. And these two have fought in the phone booth this entire 4th round. This is good action by both guys. Ananian taking a lot of punches, landing some hard shots as well to the body and to the head, but getting out connected 3 or 4 to 1, 2 or 3 to 1 at least in that round. Can Ananian, Boots Ennis ringside getting some love. You know, the Philly native didn't have too far to go down to Atlantic City. I love Boots Ennis, honestly. You know, Crawford and Spence, I love what they've done for the sport. I've enjoyed seeing their careers. You know, Terrence especially too, starting at 35 and then proving himself all the way up at 47. But this is the kid that, as a fan, is really the guy that gets me excited about the welterweight division right now. It's Jaron Ennis. Everybody wants to see Crawford Spence. I'd rather see him against... I'm almost at the point where I'd rather see him against either one of them more than wanting to see them fight each other, because he's the new school. He's 24. You know, Spence is 31, going on 32. Crawford is 34. These guys have already had their runs to a large degree, and I'm ready to see this young blood who looks like maybe the best talent in the welterweight division we've seen in over a decade. I'm ready to see him get his shot. So, but 4-0 Matias. It looks like it's a matter of, you know, can Ananian hold up to this punishment he's taking inside as he continues to try to break down the body, and will Matias fade with this kind of punch output he's putting up round after round? So we'll see. Right now, Ananian trying to just withstand the combination punching, withstand the greater output of Matias, break him down to the body one by one, but he's eating a lot of punishment tonight in this rematch. That said, from Matias, there's still holes in Matias's games. That he's far from being this adept at defensive fighter. Despite having 17 knockouts and 17 wins, he's not a one-punch knockout artist by any means. So, you know, we're still seeing the holes in the Puerto Rican's games tonight, but he is fun to watch. And he ain't scared. He's going to let his hands go. He's going to fight. Great combinations on the inside by Matias. He's been relentless tonight in his combination punching. Ooh, good chopping right hand over the top by Ananian, though. And as Matias stays in there and letting go of however many punches, letting go around 70, 80, 90 punches around, you're going to be available there for some receipts. And he was there. And again, you know, when you just watch fight, if you didn't know the records, it actually looks like punch for punch, Ananian is the harder puncher. If you just were going by the eye test, because again, some of these combinations Matias runs, he's not sitting on every punch, but he is one of those guys that he's shooting off his combinations 3, 4, and 5, and then he does sit on 1 or 2 of them, the left hook here and there, and if you get caught clean with the one he's sitting on, it's a problem. And that could happen to Ananian here as he just continues to stay in this phone booth. He landed a good chopping right hand almost a minute ago, but ever since then, it's been all Matias on the inside with his combinations, both hands. Sweeping his shots, throwing a lot of hooks with the backhand and the front hand, uppercuts, dig into the body, dig into the head, all on the inside. Combination punching by Subriel Matias tonight. He hasn't bothered trying to really establish distance. You get on his jab, box. He figures waste energy using your legs that way. Just stay on the inside with this guy and outfight him. And he's been able to do that tonight. End of the 5th. 5 rounds to zip. It's a clean sweep for Subriel Matias. So far, he's on his James Brown. He's on the big payback. Through 5, he's got his big payback. So... Meanwhile, in Green Bay, Wisconsin, what's that?
3.
7-3?
10-3.
10-3.
Yeah, Green Bay got a field goal.
All right, boys, time to put some points on the board.
8 minutes. 8 minutes left.
In the 4th? 8 minutes left in the 4th quarter?
I'm sorry, 6 minutes.
Oh my God. All right. It is officially Deebo Samuel time. Come on, Deebo Samuel.
I think Green Bay's got the ball.
I'm proud of them for holding Rodgers to 10, I guess.
Come on, have faith. Have faith.
Anyway, round 6. Subriel Matias. Again, so far, the big payback is going well. 50-45. But again, he's throwing a lot of punches. Ananian shows a strong chin. He's a strong guy on the inside. Is more physically strong on the inside. Is making, when he does connect, he is making his shots count, sitting down on them. So we'll see if he could turn this thing around. But so far, it's been all Subriel Matias in the scoring. 5 rounds zip. He's getting off 2 or 3 to 1. Faster hands, too. Quicker hands on the inside, allowing him to get off 2 to 1. Good right hand on the inside by Subriel Matias. Threw a right uppercut and then threw a short little cross on the inside that landed hard. Good little short right uppercut by Matias. The uppercuts have been there all night. So's the left hook. Again, you know, a guy like Ananian, far from a defensively sophisticated fighter. He's just going to keep it tight, keep his hands up. But that little bit of hand speed difference on the inside has helped Matias get off. Consistently get off first more often and begin and end the exchanges when they get both open up. Yep, and I just heard, Matias has landed over 100 more punches than Ananian. Yeah, that's what the eyes have seen. The guy is getting off 3, 4 to 1 at times and outlanding him 3 or 4 to 1. But Ananian seems to still have this mental edge of knowing I've beaten him before. He faded the first time. I know I've invested to the body. I know I'm staying on top of him all night long. Good right uppercut by Ananian. Ananian right now, Matias is looking just a little winded against the ropes right now, like he needs a breather. And Ananian keeping him pinned to the ropes, not letting his back leave the ropes. Matias fighting off the ropes now. Good overhand right by Ananian with Matias on the ropes, but Matias still winning this round. Ananian not getting off enough. It's just a numbers game, getting outlanded and outthrown. Once again, right uppercut on the inside by Matias. Another right uppercut by Matias. Right hand by Matias, fighting off the ropes, and those right uppercuts may have had a little bit of an effect on Ananian. Matias, 10 seconds left. Waves Ananian in to keep coming. Good left hook by Matias. Good exchange at the bell, and Ananian even throws a couple of right hands after the bell. But this is all Matias still, 60-54, 6 rounds to nothing for the fighter from Puerto Rico, Subriel Matias. Really getting excited for this main event, especially as this fight kind of starts to take a little bit of a monotonous tone round after round. We kind of have a clearly defined pattern now, don't we, Ben?
And the pretty much.
Yeah. The question now is just if Matias fades, and if he does fade, if Ananian could take advantage of that. But otherwise, you're getting the same round after round, the last 3 or 4 rounds now. 2 guys fighting on the inside and 1 guy getting off 3 or 4 to 1, right? Right, BT?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun little scrap. It's a phone booth. I don't even want to say shades of Corrales Castillo, but just so people can kind of get an idea. I know, never, but just so people can get an idea of the type of action that's going on. They're just sitting in the middle, just banging. But it's always Matias who is, he's just outworking them. He's just throwing more punches. He's landing more punches. I mean, he's fucking them up, to be quite honest with you. I mean, dude's face is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Look, now he's faking.
That's why I had to bring you in, because you summed all that gibberish. You summed up 6 rounds of commentary up that well. Thank you.
I mean, I'm just giving people an idea. But I'll let you get back, because I know the action's back on, so I'll let you get back to it. But
please,
but yeah,
that was the perfect summary.
Not sure what happened with that little injury there, by the way. I don't know, tried to say a low blow or something happened there.
Matias might really be loving what he's getting right now. He may be thinking it is a matter of time that I'm going to stop this dude if he keeps coming at me like this. Because this is what he does, man. He's an attrition stoppage artist. He beats you down.
Yeah, that's true.
But great heart by Ananian here, man. The shit he has been walking through, and the belief to stay in. Oh man, but Matias, right as I'm saying, is landing some of the hardest shots he's thrown in the fight. I noticed Matias, he can. Some of these shots are arm punches, but he will finish up with that left hook. He'll sit on that one when he lets 2 or 3 or 4 go at a time. Ooh, good shot. Yep. That's the first time Ananian looks hurt here. Ananian's legs look a little like they got to see what shot it was on the replay, but I think Matias buzzed him for the first time really this fight. Good left uppercut by Matias. Those shots are really starting to turn the head around now. Good right hand to the body by Matias. Great heart by Ananian. He is staying in there, taking this punishment and sitting on every shot. But Matias is really busting him up in the 7th round and knocking that head around, flinging that head around, and not throwing any arm punches right now. He's letting go of the heavy artillery is Matias in the 7th. And this is the Ananian shows a great poker face, strong guy, but I think he's feeling it this round. He's been buzzed. Good right uppercut by Matias, left hook. Telling you the physical reaction from the body of Ananian is not the same in the 7th round. They are starting to finally take an effect on this tough mofo. Man, he is tough. He is staying in there, delivering bombs. Matias able to get away from a lot of it, and big left hook definitely has Ananian sent back to the corner buzzed after that round. Even a rock will break it if you hit it enough times. And this guy has been a fucking rock tonight. Just look at his back and in the stance and in his body. He is a strong guy, but even a fighter like him, he can't be taking the type of punishment he's been taking round after round and not start to budge. What just happened? I'm looking at this replay. Don't tell me the 49ers just got a penalty on a punt.
No, they scored.
They blocked it. They blocked the punt. Touchdown Niners, boy! Touchdown Niners, boy! Let's go. Okay. All right. Back to the score. Let's go, Steve. Let's go, Stevie boy. Let's go. Who's your daddy, Rogers? Who's your daddy? All right, let's go. All right. Back to the action. Round 8. Subriel Matias is up 7 rounds to nothing. And it looks like Matias, that was really the round where he started to crack through, started to break that rock a little bit, break that boulder a little bit. That is Ananian in that last round. Let's see if that's the case, because Ananian tonight has been as tough as they come, and has given us a little bit of Butayev vibes. We saw Butayev put hands on Jamal James, and just like that, man, from those Eastern Europeans, they're tough, a lot of them. I mean, we literally saw, God rest his soul, Maxime Dadashev, who fought Matias. I'll always remember with him that he showed me that some fighters are so tough, some of them will literally die before they hit the canvas. It's amazing what happened to Maxime Dadashev, in that he passed away that night and yet was never even knocked down in the fight. And that told me it's no embellishment, it's no exaggeration to say some of these guys will die before they go down.
Yeah, that's deep.
And yeah, and Ananian has been coming with that energy tonight. Absolutely. Hasn't won a round, but has been 112% a fighter. So I don't know where the 12 came from, but I couldn't just say it, leave it at 100 or 110.
That's just the fight hype in you, brother.
Yep.
We always got to put a little something extra.
We got to put a little something on it, don't we?
a little sauce on that. A little sauce on that.
All right. Oof. You wonder. I wonder at some point if a fighter in the situation Matias is really starts to think to himself, "Fuck, this guy is still up," or "Man, this guy is tough. How does this guy keep taking this?" Things of that nature. And when fighters say you're just not gonna knock everybody out, you're just not gonna knock it. Some fucking guys, you just don't knock them out. Ananian is behaving like that kind of guy that these guys talk about.
Big time.
So, yep. It's like, don't you know I got 17 knockouts and 17 wins, and I'm hitting you with every punch I throw, every round? Or don't you know that? This is supposed to go down at some point, big fella.
He's still bouncing on his feet.
Still bouncing, still strong, still coming in, hasn't taken a freaking step back. And is staying in there, taking what's coming sometimes so that he could load up and sit on the shot coming, as opposed to shying away while keeping his. I mean, the guy, and he had a good finish to the 8th round.
Yeah, he did.
He had a good finish to the 8th round. Maybe he won that round.
But make no mistake, he is getting fucked up.
Like, he is, yes.
It is. I mean, it's a clinic he's putting on, but he's fighting back.
He is.
He's fighting back. Mateus is putting on a clinic, but he is fighting back.
Matias, come on, man. You the one with the wife, with the Puerto Rican wife, man. You got it, Matias.
Yeah, I know, but we've Englandized Englishized everything. Like even her name, it's Janice, not Janice. Right?
Yeah. Right.
We do that for you people.
Well, hey, take it up with upper management.
Oh shit! All right, what round are we in? Round 9.
Round 9.
We got 3 minutes 40 seconds left in the game. Just an update. For you.
We got them. We broke their heart with that block punt. We got them. We're good. Let's see what Subriel Matias is able to do. Niners got it. I don't really. It's the mind state you got to have. But
that's true.
Let's see if Matias is fading here, man. He is like, oh, good left hook. Good left hook. Just as Ananian was opening up with little regard, he got nailed with a left hook in the middle of letting go of his own shots. And even he's showing he's a little hurt. Hasn't let go of too many punches since being hurt about 15, 20 seconds ago with a big left hook. Both eyes closing up. Right uppercut by Subriel Matias. Can Matias break this guy? Can he stop him? Not a lot on the last sequence of punches from Ananian. Matias really able to see everything coming and caught everything there. Not a lot of steam on those shots just now by Ananian. But he is still loading up with whatever he's got. Good right hand to the body by Ananian. Loading up on the left hook, but Matias comfortable in there, relaxed, able to catch it on the glove now. Double left hook by Matias, finished it to the body. Matias very comfortable and relaxed now. Good right hand by Matias on the inside. Matias showing nice fluidity with his combos right now. Ooh, they trade right hands. Both landed. Both landed. Good right hands there. Good left hook by Matias. Ananian switching southpaw. Trying a different look. Goes back to right-handed. Eating shots as he does it. Oh, good right hand. Good left hook by Ananian. May have shook up Matias a little bit, keeping his hands dangerously low and his chin exposed. And now Matias got the hands back up after that. Ananian just refuses to not be dangerous. Oh, the face of Ananian is really closing up. Both eyes closing up, bleeding from the mouth. He is taking serious punishment in this fight. Good left hook to the body by Matias as he finishes off a 4 or 5 punch combination to the head where, oh, left hook, drops Ananian. That was the shot all along. You saw it, that Matias, he'll touch, but he usually finishes hard on the left hook, and it dropped Ananian. And he kept catching Ananian with that shot in between punches, and that's when you can really hurt a guy, even with a strong chin like Ananian. I think Matias felt that punch would come at some point. Great left hook by Matias. And that's the end of the round. Ananian, Ananian going back to the corner. It looks like there's just not that much fight physically available in this guy. He's a human being. And when you punch a human being as many times as Subriel Matias has hit him, no matter how tough you are, and then he finally got hit with a shot he didn't see coming either, because to his credit, he doesn't stop opening up. These guys, when they stop opening up, they're able to survive. You see the shot coming, you keep your defense tight. He opened up like a motherfucker, got caught with a huge left hook, and finally the man who has been a rock all night went down. They're looking in the corner like they might want to stop this thing, and I really think they should. He has taken tremendous punishment in this fight, man.
He's not looking good, Sean.
He's not looking good at all, and he's beginning to look like shades of Maxim Dadashev. And we've already seen Subriel Matias. This fight should be waved off, and I hope they are waving it off.
I think they just did.
They did? Good.
I think. Yeah, they just did.
That's it. And that's a great stoppage because, like I said, midway through this fight, Ben, some of these guys, and Ananian was behaving just like Maxim Dadashev, will die before they go down or quit. And that's exactly what that man was fighting like tonight. So they needed to save him from himself. Because he wasn't going to stop until he was out. So
yeah, I was going to say that. I sometimes these type of fights are the worst type of fights. Like these are the type of fights that take years off of a career. Is when you can't get the knockout and you're just beat. Like I said, I mean, he was getting the shit beat out of him for round after round. I mean, he was still throwing. He was still coming forward. Every now and then he'd land some good shots.
Yeah,
but he was just eating 10, 11, 12 in return. So. Yeah, I mean, it's probably a good thing that that knockdown came at the time it did because they still had. I mean, what was that, round 9 or round 10?
Yeah, not round 9. A lot of fight. That's a lot of fight left. A lot.
Right. Right. Yeah. So yeah, that was yeah, man. Jeez, that was man. Yeah, you gotta give credit to both guys, man. I mean, even though, you know what I'm saying, even though he didn't get the win, he still brought the fight.
Absolutely.
You know?
And that's for,
that's why we watch.
Exactly. Just for people who's like, oh, sometimes these guys that cover the sports or just sports in general, they sit on the couch and they talk shit. And it's like, look, man, just because Anania is never going to be a world champion, nothing like that, with that man, just the heart he fought with is incredible. And we know me or you can't go in there and do that.
Fuck no.
You know what I mean? So just for the record,
not now.
Just in case right. In Ben's case, not now. You know,
get some years off me. Maybe we have a combo about it, but definitely not right now. Yeah, no, like trust me, we all credit to all these guys, man.
Right.
All these guys that step in the ring, man. They are just doing some phenomenal human things, you know, like pushing their human bodies and their minds to different levels that us common people wouldn't even dare to. Fuck that. I'm not doing that shit. But yeah, man, just too much punishment. Some of them body shots. I really think the body shots. I mean, don't get me wrong. That left look. They're just showing the replay right now. That left look, his eyes rolled in the back.
Hey,
of his
I called
head.
it.
Oh, man.
I called it. That was the shot it was gonna do it with at some point. Yeah.
But he was really starting to fuck him up with some body shots that I was like, that's gonna have him pissing blood for sure, man. Like them phone booth fights.
Is a 140 pounder, right?
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Speaking of which, who do you want to see him in with? Like, I mean,
Gary Antoine Russell will handle him.
Oh yeah, I like that fight for him. But
I just like Gary Antoine Russell.
Yeah, I like that fight for him, but I almost feel like that's unfair. Like I almost feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like
he's not a build-up fighter. He's a guy who's young enough and got to where he could get something going on his own, and you don't feed him to another young guy.
Right, but here's the thing: that would be the perfect. Fed, but yeah, no, that would be the perfect opponent for like someone like a Regis Prograis, right?
Yeah,
but Regis ain't on this side of the street,
right?
So that's what makes it difficult. You know, it's like
what about Montana Love, but again, side of the street.
Yeah, side of the street.
How about Jose Ramirez? Oh wait, side of the street. It's almost like this is a thing in boxing all the time.
Oh, yo, the 49ers, by the way, have the ball.
What's the score?
I believe it's 10-10 with a minute 10 left.
We're about to win this shit. Where they at, Steve?
They need about 10 more yards, I think, to feel comfortable with the field goal. They need about 10 more yards.
I don't know what. Don't give me no Bammer weed. We don't smoke that shit in the SFC. Don't give me no Bammer weed.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, another fun fight. Listen, shout out to PBC. I know there's a lot of, there's different factions. There's people that are pro Top Rank, pro PBC, pro man. Like I get it. But shout out to PBC. I know sometimes people complain about, this fight or that fight. But on the sneak tip, they actually do some pretty decent undercards where the fights actually turn out competitive and fun and entertaining. A lot of times it's with names that the casual fans might not recognize. But the fights themselves are fun. And this is another example of that, another night of that. That's not to say the other promoters don't do that as well. They all have their moments, just depending on what time of year it is. But this particular card actually turned out to be pretty decent. And I think the main event is going to be pretty decent too.
It is. I'm legit curious what's about to happen. Because again, just like the layoff that always is around Gary Russell, 34 years old, and things keep changing as we go forward and progress is made in nutrition and all that stuff in sports. But usually, BT, at the lower weights, especially if you rely on speed, you age quicker than the higher weights. So he's a 34-year-old featherweight, speedy featherweight, fights once a year. Talked about injuries, got some. So, we'll see. Young, hungry kid from the Philippines, not a small featherweight, So I'm very curious what's about to happen. I do know that if Gary is Gary, he should definitely win this fight, but we'll see.
No, I would agree. If Gary is Gary, then he should probably win this fight. I mean, I do think he is the more technically skilled fighter, obviously.
Because he's elite when he's on.
Right.
He's elite.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I just don't know if Magsayo is going to bring anything different that he hasn't already seen before in other, fighters, pressure. All right, we've seen that before, so I mean, we'll see what happens. But I am kind of intrigued in this particular fight. What fight that has actually been made now are you like really excited? I mean, don't get me wrong. I know we're going to cover all the
Charlo
fights. But what fight
too.
are you really? Charlo Castaño too?
Yeah, is the one that's already penciled in where I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. I'm flying to Texas. I'm covering that. Like, yeah, that's a great fight because Charlo Castaño 2 is a substance fight. Is it going to be on pay-per-view? No. Is like everyone in my neighborhood going to know about it? No. But in terms of substance, it checks all the boxes, like they're two top level guys in their prime, exciting style matchup. First fight guarantees us a good second fight. What happened? They won? Oh, first down. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that fight.
Well, they just got a first down. Oh, then they're going to win. I mean, it's like 20 seconds left.
No, Gold is not the greatest kicker, and we're in the fucking cold in the snow, so we'll see.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I think they're pretty close though. I don't think
where we at,
far
Stevie?
Away. 29-yard line, maybe
29,
28, something like that.
We're really gonna pull this. The 49ers are really gonna pull this off. They really are Aaron Rodgers' daddy, bro.
Knock on wood. Let's knock on wood.
I love Aaron Rodgers, but I don't know.
Wood. Knock on wood.
Going all the way back to Kaepernick.
See him. I'd really love to see him fight like a Regis Prograis or someone like that. But those fights
going all the way back to Kaepernick when he kissed the bicep on Rodgers. The Niners been his daddy.
That's funny. I should switch to let me see because I actually don't have the game on right now. Let me see if I can switch. Oh, of course not. It's not going to be that.
Niner gang, where you at in the chat? Where you at in the chat? I haven't checked the chat all night. I'm checking right now. I need to see Niner gang in the chat. I need to see it.
Wow. 4 seconds left.
Dude,
4 seconds left. Third down. 4 seconds left. They got to be
down. 4 seconds left.
Yo, it is snowing. I didn't even know it was snowing there. Wow.
These motherfuckers gonna bring in the wind machine. Oh, it's going up.
Out to the field. No, he's running out to the field.
Oh my God.
The kicker. Here comes the kicker. Oh my God.
My knees weak and palms are sweaty.
My knees are weak. Palms are sweaty. Oh shit. He's practicing. They're gonna freeze him. I'm
Robbie
sure.
Gold, boy.
Winds blowing west at 9 miles per hour.
Oh, 9 ain't,
Nah, the flags aren't moving. You're good.
Nah, we good. We got it. Oh my God, I can't believe they about to
go. Kick. Oh, it's money. It's money. It's money.
Oh! What, Steve? Woo! What's that? What it look like? Okay, let's go. All right.
We got a win-win. We got a win-win today. Oh, it's a good day.
Fight hype 49er hype.
This is a good day. 49ers and the Bengals won.
49er hype. Hey, rematch, baby, of 88. We gonna run it back like it's 1988.
That would be crazy.
Damn,
that would be
bro.
Crazy.
How the fuck are the Niners? We sucked this year. We were like 3-5.
Listen, they just got that dub. That's that bad karma for Aaron Rodgers, man. That's just bad karma for him.
Hey, I support him on that. I'm actually sad about that for him, but had to.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
A-Rod said it's the MVP, not the MVVP, the most valuable vaccinated player. of the.
All right. What was I going to say? Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. We.
Yeah.
Now
Anyway,
that the games are officially over.
Yes.
Yeah, we can fully focus on boxing. Not that we weren't, but
we have the whole time. We wasn't. It's downtime, fellas. You know, it is downtime officially. We called that fight perfectly.
We were, but I know you were nervous. I know you were like, I know your mind was on the game as well. I know you were like, fuck, man. 10-3 right now. What is going on?
So Showtime showing a package on Ali.
Is that what that is?
And now Rocky Marciano.
Yeah, that's Rocky. Oh, Bob Halloran. That's why.
Hey, you feel like Rocky Marciano? I feel like in today's boxing, Marciano, he'd be a monster cruiserweight. He'd be fucking people up at cruiserweight nowadays. If you put him in a time machine or something, let him get some modern training in.
No, that's the key word. Let him get some modern training in. If he came in a time,
forget that. Time travel, straight out the time machine. He's taking out Usyk. He's knocking Usyk out.
You put him in a time machine and bring him in right now, and Jake Paul might smoke him. Jake Paul might smoke him.
Hey.
Oh, you're not
what's the matter with this guy?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Jake Paul can punch.
What's this guy's problem? Talking about Rocky Marciano get beat up by Jake Paul. What's the matter with this guy? Get the fuck out of here. He's like, you're talking about Rocky Marciano. What are you doing?
I don't know. I'd have to go do some tape study. And just check the skills out.
He couldn't beat Primo Carnera, Ben, let alone Rocky Marciano. He couldn't beat Primo Carnera.
Bro, I'm telling you, I'd have to go do some film study and see just how good them skills were, because I don't know, man.
You know, he had a little low-key shoulder roll, Rocky Marciano.
Did he? Are you sure? He wasn't fighting back in these days?
The jab. No.
Are you sure?
Hey,
I can't remember.
No.
It's been so long.
Okay. You know that Andre Ward jab where he gets low and like he jabbed the crowd?
He did.
Rocky Marciano would do that. Yeah.
He did.
And then you think shit's sweet on the little old man, and you try to reach on him, and then he
I give him
with that right hand.
I give him credit. He would he beat Canelo?
Yeah.
Did he won? Oh, I don't know about that one.
That's a good one.
With some modern training. Maybe with some modern training.
And modern diets and,
strength and conditioning coach, put him on that Larry Wade strength and conditioning program, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
What were we talking about before, though? What fight? Where you want? Oh, Charlo Castaño. Castaño. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
No, I like that fight. I'm excited for that fight. That might be the most excited. Yeah, that's probably the most excited. Well, I don't. What else has been announced though?
Josh Taylor, Jack Catterall.
Yeah, who cares about that one?
Yeah, who cares? But
who cares? I mean, no disrespect.
My only thing, just because Josh Taylor and it's Terrence Crawford, I don't want to get into the lawsuit, nothing like that. My only thing is just as it pertains to the sport, who's Terrence Crawford going to fight now? Because it was like that Josh Taylor option seemed to be there no matter, but now, so what's this mean? Now what? I hope he just goes to PBC, bro. Just because that's where the fights are.
Terrence Crawford is going to be fighting Bob Arum. That's who he's going to be fighting. He's going to be fighting Bob Arum. And I don't know who he's going to fight. I don't know. Like, I can't see him fighting a top ranked fighter, right? Because if you're top ranked, do you really want to do business with this guy who just filed a lawsuit against us? Like, so I don't think he's going to be a top ranked fighter. I don't think it's going to be a PBC fighter because I haven't heard.
That's why I was bringing up Virgil Ortiz late last year, but no, okay.
Yeah. I don't. Golden Boy's not stupid, bro. They're not going to say let's throw him in with Terrence Crawford. Not unless there's some massive bag attached to it, and I just don't see that happening.
I do love that fight though.
Ortiz and
especially if Ortiz could have got a crack at Rashidi Ellis first, let him get a look at some of that speed, one of his last little developmental looks before you take your final exam. But I just like that fight.
Right. Ooh, did somebody say it's buffering? Did somebody say this is buffering? Is this buffering? It is not buffering.
I'm good. They're just showing Gary in the gym.
Oh no! I thought somebody said the stream was buffering.
I actually, for the longest, for some reason I thought Gary and Tank would fight at some point at 130. I just thought for some reason that was going to happen at some point, but
no, I'd like to see that fight. I'd like to see that. Obviously, assuming he gets past Magsayo, but I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. I don't think that fight would happen, but I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. That'd be a fun little fight.
All I ask from Magsayo tonight is that he takes his chances.
Somebody said Crawford versus Matthew Hayman. He said Crawford versus Canelo. Ooh, that's not right. Like, come on, man. You gotta
only in Fight Night Champion file share where you download two boxers.
I'm trying to give like realistic fights, I think. That bot is buffering. Oh no, I think I got him out. I think I got the bot out. I think we're good. Yeah, I don't know who Terrence Crawford fights, man. That's the $1 million question. Obviously Errol and Ugas. Oh, that's a fight. It hasn't been officially announced yet.
Right, no, but that's definitely a good fight.
But that's definitely a good fight, and I don't think that's an automatic. I don't think that's an automatic win for Errol Spence.
That kind of dawned on me today when I'm friends with Ismail Salas on Facebook, and I just saw Salas in the gym with Ugas, and like Ugas is already in great shape, and I'm just like, Salas is sharp, man. He will have him ready, and he will have a good game plan for Spence, So
yeah, we got to. Speaking of which, we got to see about getting you down to that gym. That's our guy Alex Sanchez. He's in with them and working with them. So maybe we could see about getting you in there with your camera and your questions, and maybe Alex can do some translating or something like that. That's a good idea. I got to hit him up. And talk to him about that.
We'll get on that.
But definitely looking forward to that fight. But I don't, those guys are going to be tied up. Danny Garcia's moving up. Thurman is fighting Barrios, obviously, and on top of that, Thurman and Danny, they're PBC guys, and I just don't think, the Sean Porter fight for Terrence Crawford.
That was because of Sean.
That was a one-off.
Because
that
Sean's
was really
persistence.
Sean pushing that. Sean pushing for that. I feel like if he didn't push for that, then PBC probably would have had him in a different fight. It might have been Sean and Thurman too. You know what I'm saying? Instead of Thurman Barrios or something like that. So, I really think Sean kind of pushed that. I don't think that's going to be normal. Magsayo's making his ring walk.
Here we go.
Right, we're getting right to it. I dig
Wearing the flames, like Manny used to wear them. No fear flames.
Is he? Oh, I didn't see. Yeah.
No, he's not. I don't think it's no fear flames. I don't even know if they make clothes anymore like that. But
yeah. No, but he got flames on. He definitely got flames on.
His flame. He's flamed up. Halloween colors flames, orange and black. And again, I just, just like we saw Ananian, some guys, once they go up against that superior talent, they could get gun shy when that first time facing someone sharper and more compact punches than you start opening up, and they slice you. They get in with the quicker, sharper shot, and it makes you not fight your fight. And I just want to see Magsayo take your shot. Keep swinging, even if you keep swinging and missing. Yeah.
Yep. It's only
come here, Steve. Come here, Steve. Come here, boy. Hold on. Hold on. We got to have our, what I'm saying? We had our little, hold on. Come on, Steve. Hey. You know what I'm saying?
Victory celebration.
That's what it looks like, baby. That's what it looks like.
That's what winners look like.
That's right, baby. Champion red.
That's funny.
But yeah,
Magsayo looks ready, bro.
He does, man. He's young and sometimes young and hungry can make up for a lot against older, better, and more experienced. Sometimes that young and hungry can make up a gap in skill, a gap in experience.
That's true.
It counts for something.
What did somebody type? It's only 9 pounds, right? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Probably.
Oh, he's talking about Crawford and Canelo again, probably.
It's only 9 pounds. I don't know about that. I mean, maybe they're actual weights. I don't know how much Terrence walks around at. how much Canelo walks around at. How much do you think Canelo walks around at?
185. Yeah.
185.
Not 2. He ain't walking around at 2.
No. Damn, what's Gary got some like Grim Reaper? What's that?
Oh, he told the cameraman, back up.
Well, he ready. Gary ready. My bad, Gary. Gary ready. He ready.
He stays ready. Is what he does.
He stays ready. He do stay in the gym 24/7.
Just likes it.
Probably makes it easier to stay in the gym like that too when like you have brothers that are all fighting
constantly
as well.
have their fights coming up. So even when you don't have your fight coming up, Gary Antoine has a fight coming up, or his other
like
brother.
The whole family's there. Whole family's there. What is this that's going on though? I don't have my volume up. I don't know what this. I
think this is like he did this last time.
Yeah. Some kind of
it's got to definitely be harkening back to Africa.
I'm sure. I can't hear it, so I don't really know, and I don't want to say, but it's definitely
guess and assume.
What does he say all the time? The bloodline of royalty. Probably has some kind of throwback to that bloodline of royalty, and just all that good stuff. He looked ready though. I'll give him that. It doesn't look like weren't they trying to say he was gonna have to shave his beard or something? Weren't there some rumors? They did that.
About? I mean, yeah, it looks pretty goddamn full to me.
It looks full to me. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he shaved down the sides or something. It looks the same to me though. Don't look like he shaved.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, here you go. Happy. And then he did one of them. Yeah.
He probably gave Magsayo a little extra money. Here you go. Don't worry about it. Gary Russell.
6-1 in world title fights, 4 knockouts. That 4-round destruction of Johnny Gonzalez, man, was still his finest hour. Because people forget Johnny Gonzalez had just
the Jojo Diaz win starting to look a little sweeter and sweeter now, you know? So
yeah.
I will. I mean, we'll see what happens with the rest of JoJo's career.
You heard JoJo say that's still the best fighter he's ever fought.
Yeah. True.
Even ahead of Dev.
That says a lot. That says a lot when you've been in with Devin Haney too, you know? So because Devin Haney, I know people be hating, but Devin Haney is a very skilled fighter. Like for real.
No, even if you talk to a guy like a Rolly Romero, you know, he'll tell you he can box. You know, he'll talk about his past. You know, Rolly will point out the other things, but I'm saying even you know his contemporaries know he has boxing skills. You know, so. But
it's just someone was asking if it started already.
It's about to.
Typing.
It's finally about to. Yeah. I hope you guys have been enjoying this. It's been fun rocking with Ben. And not just talking alone the whole time.
I'm being alone. I listen, like I said, I'll let you do your thing during the round by round. If you need to tap me in. You know, because like I do think you do the best, you know, actual punch by punch, round by round commentary of a fight. I mean, you give a great sense of what's going on in there. So I try and stay quiet, but I do know it can get boring between rounds. So, you know, I'll jump in and chat it up a little bit since I don't really have a lot of videos to post right now. That's the thing that makes it hard is when the videos are rolling in. You know, it's like, it's hard to multitask. It's hard to be working on videos, posting them, and doing this at the same time. But
if it was Ron or something, we would go live, you know, for everybody watching. Normally we'd go live from me doing this to just straight interviews ringside. That's not how it's going down tonight, but usually that's how it goes down.
Right. Yeah, we'll go straight from the round by round right into, you know, ringside reactions, right into post fight. Yeah, that's all live.
That's all live.
Running live, and trust me, that takes a lot of work on all of our parts. Especially when you're having hiccups, Wi-Fi goes bad. I mean, you guys just don't know how many balls there are out there when we're trying to bring this content to you. But you know.
It is fun though too.
Well, it's definitely fun, bro. It's definitely fun. I mean, look what we're doing. We're covering the sport that we grew up, you know, loving. So, I mean, to be able to say this is what I do, this is my job.
Do you remember what fight it was that you remember like which one it was officially that gave you the bug? Like, wow, I love this. I love boxing.
I don't remember exactly which one, but it was probably one of Sugar Ray Leonard's fights. Because I used to watch a lot of Sugar Ray Leonard and Muhammad Ali with my dad. But I just remember being more of a, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the heavyweight fights too, but at that time, I was definitely more into the smaller fighters. And Sugar Ray Leonard was like one of my favorites. So it was probably one of his fights. I don't remember exactly which
It
one.
was
Like,
the
bro,
same.
when you've been watching so many fights, they all just kind of run into each other. So, but probably Sugar Ray Leonard.
It was the same for me. I mean, it was for the Leonard of my time, Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just watch it. Yeah, so it was De La Hoya. Like,
yeah.
Pretty much.
But once you catch the bug, though, man, it's like you can't miss any fights. I mean, I remember trying to record every fight on my VCR. For some of you, I know it's probably a lot of you young people don't even know what a VCR is.
Damn.
But I used to have a little tape collection of all the fights. I don't even do that shit anymore now. I can't remember the last time I actually tried to like record a fight.
I think like Mayweather Pacquiao.
Really?
Was one of the last ones I DVR'd. I don't even have DVR now.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I DVR a lot of fights, so I want to go back and rewatch them or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, to actually keep, I was doing the tape stuff because I wanted to keep all those fights. I wanted to have a library. Now, I don't know. I don't even know what that means, man. Now, you just go on YouTube. Just type in the names. It's right there.
Yeah, I still have like a whole big stacks of DVD collections, but they don't get touched anymore now because I'll just YouTube it. But they're still there. All right, here we go.
Right? Yeah, we're about to start. I'm pop out.
All right,
let's get it started.
It's the fight we've been waiting for, man.
It's the one we've been waiting for.
It's the one we want to see: Gary Russell versus Mark Magsayo. And again, in my opinion, this is the most intriguing challenger for Russell's title, longest reigning WBC champion in boxing since he fought Jojo Diaz. And Diaz went on to become the junior lightweight champion of the world, just gave Devin Haney an excellent fight in December. But I think this kid, Mark Magsayo, with his size, his punching power, and with what I think will be his youth and his energy, is the best fight Russell's been in since Diaz. So let's see what we get here in round one. Russell coming out southpaw, and immediately it does look like Magsayo's the bigger guy. You can see it immediately as these guys start, and Magsayo right away letting his right hand go. That's a shot he'll look for against the southpaw and Russell. Russell, you got to see if he'll get inside the longer arm. Not get inside, but is able to punch in between the longer looping punches of Magsayo. But Magsayo is not slow. He does have explosiveness. So let's see what we get here. 30 seconds into the first. Good straight left by Gary. And Magsayo returns fire right away. Good speed by Magsayo from the opening bell. Gary is a ridiculously fast guy, but it doesn't look like Magsayo will be in over his head speed-wise. And yep, Showtime too, noting the same thing. Big size difference for Magsayo tonight. Good right hand to the body by Magsayo. Magsayo starts with his jab. Good jab. Good straight left hand by Gary Russell. Good straight left hand. Double jab by Russell. Magsayo able to catch it on the gloves. Comes back with his own jab. Gary blocks it as well. Good jab by Russell. Left hand blocked by Magsayo. Russell coming forward right now. Staying on his front foot right now. Catches a right hand on the gloves from Magsayo. Good little left hand there by Russell. Good right uppercut by Mark Magsayo. It was a good right uppercut there by Magsayo as Gary stepped in. Good right hand up top. Magsayo missing over the top of the right hand. Good high-level stuff from both guys here. Both fast fighters. Magsayo with that little bit of bounce in his So, good left hand by Magsayo. Fired a right hand and let his left hook go behind it after it. Good jab by Gary Russell. Left hand caught. Well, good straight left by Gary Russell. Good action starting off this fight. Both guys getting in some good work here. Close first round. 10 seconds left. It's been a good, even first round. I'm going to go ahead and close first round. I'm going to go ahead and give that to Gary Russell. I thought he landed a straight left hand about midway through. That may have been the best punch between the two guys, but Magsayo's speed, impressive. Not far, not outclassed in athleticism and speed by Gary Russell by any means. He's got some bounce in his legs. Bigger guy than Gary Russell, but I think that straight left hand for Russell landed well about halfway through. Best shot of the fight so far from either guy. I'll give it 10-9, Gary. Let's look at the replay here and see what shot they show. Magsayo overshot a right hand, misses, and almost left his feet as he shot the right hand, and Gary clinches him coming in. Come on, Showtime. Let's see a replay of who landed something now. Good right uppercut by Magsayo. It landed right to the chest of Russell, not to the chin, nothing up top, but he dug it right to the chest of Gary Russell, just an inch off from walking Russell into what could have been a dangerous right uppercut there. Good right hand by Magsayo to start this. Good right hand to the body by Magsayo to start the second round. Couple of right hands to start in the first 10 seconds for Mark Magsayo. Again, Magsayo with the bounce in his legs, and he just looks like a strong kid. He's got those calves like you see from Manny Pacquiao. Right uppercut for Gary Russell. Mark Magsayo lands a right uppercut again to the chest, not to the body, not to the chin. He landed it to the chest there as Gary walked in. Gary is trying to close that distance. He's walking in. Not a ton of life in his legs as he's walking in. Gary misses with a straight left hand. Crowds the distance of Magsayo, who lets his punches go. Is a little off balance as he has to go backwards to get his distance, does Magsayo. Center ring now. Good straight right hand by Mark Magsayo in the center of the ring a minute into it. And he turns out a little bit more life in the legs of Mark Magsayo, younger guy, about 10 years younger. Russell with good defense there, getting away from some shots in the center of the ring. Good right uppercut to the body by Mark Magsayo, and another one. Russell tries to catch him coming in as Magsayo opened up after landing a good right hand. It's a good round so far for Magsayo. He's landed a few right uppercuts to the chest and a few to the body right now of Gary Russell. Russell not throwing a lot of punches here in the second, keeping his hands up and trying to keep the distance a little close to Magsayo. Russell not accurate yet in the second round. Straight right hand from Magsayo lands a little bit through the guard. Half block, but a little bit of it got through the center. Right hand just a little off by Magsayo. Little touch jab to set it up as he jumps in. Russell defensively responsible. Hands up. Isn't getting caught clean with anything, but a few shots have landed to his chest, to the body, and one did get through halfway through the guard. Good counter right hand by Mark Magsayo. Actually made Gary give up, come forward, let his left hand go, and Magsayo took a step back. Fast hands on that right hand by Mark Magsayo. There is no real speed advantage for Gary Russell so far in this fight. Magsayo's athleticism has been a little impressive. And this was a solid round for Mark Magsayo. Good right hand by Mark Magsayo. 5 seconds left in the round. And it was Mark Magsayo's right hand was better than Gary Russell's left hand by far there in the second round. Russell a little short or overshooting his left hand, and Magsayo starting to increasingly find the range with his own right hand. First to the chest, then to the body, and then even started getting it in a little bit up top towards the end of the second round. So good second round for the Filipino challenger. This 19-19, I gave that first round to Gary Russell, but really it was a close round from both guys. It really could have went either way. That second round was definitely a Mark Magsayo round. So 19-19 after 2. Right. Again, great keys to victory by Al Bernstein as always. Fight tall, not just power, and land the right. And you saw in the first 2 rounds, that's the shot against the southpaw and Gary Russell. Even breaking down Sean Porter's fight for Terrence Crawford, it's like land the right hand against the southpaw. You know, sometimes you simplify it a little bit, but good right hand by Mark Magsayo coming out of the round. And he looks explosive tonight. And he throws a right uppercut to Gary's body as well in the first 10 seconds. A right hand left hook to the body now by Magsayo in the first 20 seconds. Gary staying on top of him, keeping his hands up well. Straight left by Gary, but Mark able to clinch and get rough in there right after it. Gary looking his age a little bit here early on. Let's see as this fight progresses, but straight left by Gary, but a left hook by Magsayo. A good exchange by both fighters. Straight left hand by Gary Russell. Magsayo returns fire with 2 or 3 shots. And in the power punches right now, CompuBox has Mark Magsayo landing 33 to only 9 for Gary Russell. I don't know if he's landed 33 power shots so far, but yeah, he is right now. It feels like the early momentum is with this Filipino. Good defense by Magsayo, able to slip a straight left hand, and he goes to the body with 2 punches after it. Gary looking for answers in there. Lowers his right hand a little bit and takes a step back instead of keeping the guard high and fighting going forward. Gary now dropping that right hand, uses his flexibility, slips out of the way of a few shots and steps out to his right. Gary trying to make some adjustments here against this big, young, fresh kid who's fighting with a lot of confidence early on. You could see this kid really thinks it's his night. Let's see if the veteran can start to cool him off now. Good straight left hand to the body by Gary Russell as he starts to box a little bit more here. And then he sweeps a left hand up top. Magsayo, maybe a little frustrated there by some adjustments by Russell, clinches him. About 45 seconds left, and it was a good first minute for Mark Magsayo, but Russell in the last minute has started to use his boxing ability now. Drop that right hand below his waist to give him more flexibility and take a step back. Close round now, 30 seconds left. Left hook to the body and a right hand by Magsayo misses, but the left hook to the body did get in. Russell tried to counter, didn't land the left hand. Good straight left hand by Gary Russell. Set it up beautifully, and Magsayo nods. See, it was the intellect of Gary Russell that began to throw off Mark Magsayo in the last minute plus there in that third round. And that's the experience. That's the experience in the brains of Gary Russell there. He said, you know what? I just keep going forward to this kid, and he's starting to take advantage of that with his right hand. Let me take this hand down here so I can be a little more flexible and take a step back. And then boom, a minute later, the straight left hand did land. And now he's not walking into right hands. So that's the championship adjustments so early in round 3 by Gary Russell. I think he probably pulled that round out now. So it could be 29-28 Russell or 29-28 Magsayo, depending how you scored that first round. Stephen Fulton wearing, is that a furish red coat? But you know, a month ago for Christmas time, that jacket would have been even better. But it's still fresh, Stephen Fulton. He's still the best 122-pounder in the world. Let's stick to what matters. Round 4. The North Face. Is that what it was, Stevie? Okay, it was the North Face. Yeah, I don't know. I wear jerseys and stuff. But, all right. Let's see if Magsayo, you know, doesn't let himself get bewildered by those adjustments from Gary Russell, you know. Can't expect Gary to just keep hands up and step to the bigger kid all night. You had, so it's gonna be tougher than that. My good right hand to the body by Magsayo, and Russell forced to clinch along the ropes, not reacting well to a right hand by Mark Magsayo. Russell was forced to clinch up. You think Gary hurt his arm? Good right hand to the body by Magsayo. Gary not able to do anything since getting buzzed a little bit by a right hand about 40 seconds ago. Little straight left hand as Magsayo comes in, but left hand, Magsayo able to just get his head off the line from a straight left hand by Gary Russell. But that has been the punch tonight for Gary Russell, is the straight left hand. That's the shot that he has found a few times against Magsayo. And a lot of the time against these, that even at the top level, southpaw, good right or good straight left hand by Gary Russell. Magsayo walked into it and took it very well. But that was a good left hand by Gary Russell. And even at the top level, when you get to an orthodox versus southpaw, sometimes in the Pacquiao Marquez fights, it was like this. It just comes down to the orthodox right hand against the southpaw left hand. And we'll see if that's what really dictates this fight. Close round with a minute left. Best punch of the round, though, was that straight left that Gary was able to walk Mark Magsayo in. No, although Magsayo able to hurt him in the first round or first minute with a right hand, so it's a close round. Who can get this round in the last 45 seconds? Oh, straight left hand by Gary Russell. Beautiful. What he did is he made Magsayo jump in with his right hand, took a step back, and walked him right into a beautiful straight left hand. That is the adjustment for Gary. And he is letting that straight left go quite a bit down the stretch of the fourth round. Magsayo now forced to think twice before he comes in because of this adjustment by Gary Russell. So he'll have to feint before he lets his right hand in. He'll have to make his own adjustments to get it off. And, despite Magsayo looking like he buzzed Gary in the first minute with that right hand, getting Gary to have to fight along the ropes, he may have given that may have let that round get away from him, because Gary able to land a number of straight left hands as that continue. And I got this fight 39-37. Gary Russell could also see it 38-38. Now, body language wise, it didn't look the best for Gary. At times he looks like the older guy, not comfortable with this younger, bigger kid in there with him, but his brain allowed him to make the adjustments to keep landing that straight left hand to win the fourth.
Yeah, it looks
Gary
like he
wincing in the corner.
Yeah,
he's wincing in the corner about his arm. Doctor's looking at him in the corner. And I wonder, Ben, if it's the right arm, because he's definitely letting the straight left hand go. But I haven't seen him almost at all really let go of his right hook. And Gary Russell has a good-ass right hook.
It looks like right there, they just showed a replay. It looks like right when he throws this right hand, he kind of awkwardly bounces off his head. So
that makes
sense.
Just
tweaked it. Mm-hmm.
But that makes sense because he's trying to win this fight off the straight left hand. We know he has a good right hook, and he's barely let that right hook go. And when you keep getting the guys walking into the straight left hand, sometimes it's bam, he's right there to turn on that hook, and maybe he just can't let it go tonight. He might really be fighting with one arm. Because sometimes that sweet straight left hand, it's your body's momentum and everything, and where the other guy's position, it's money to turn right back into that right hook and bring it back. And we've seen him knock guys out with that setup. So Gary Russell looks like he is definitely playing hurt tonight. It looks like he might be fighting with just the left hand, and he's winning the fight, perhaps, with just the straight left hand. So Mr. Gary Russell, some of us get on his case. He fights once a year, this and that. Well, he is fighting with one hand tonight so far, and against a young, explosive, strong kid, and he is doing well, man. Props to the champion right now, Gary Russell. and defensively not letting Mark Magsayo land anything in round 5 right now. Magsayo looking frustrated a little bit, looking for answers. And this is why we talked about before the fight, Ben. I said, all I want this kid to keep doing is take his shot. Because I don't want him to get gun shy because of what's happening right now. Because Gary's making you miss. Of course he's going to make you miss. Of course he's going to pop you with the left hand. You had to expect that coming in. That can't make you stop doing what you're doing to the point where now you're letting your punch rate get down and you're making it a boxing match with an older boxer.
Well, that's the problem. He's making it. Gary's able to make it a boxing match.
Make it happen.
And that's a disadvantage to Mark right now. But Mark is bringing it still, man. It's still early. It's still early, and that injury is problematic for sure.
I wish Tim Bradley was with us so I could ask him, what exactly do you do then to take advantage of a one-arm guy if he really does only have one hand? Does that mean you punch to the side that can't punch as much? Or, is there certain angles he can't punch off of now? And good stuff by Magsayo here. That was a little bit of a tough round to score because Gary was able to dictate it for more than 2/3, kind of shut down Magsayo's offense. But it's not like the left hands he were throwing had a whole lot of heat of them either. Some of them were just pawing left hands to keep distance and to keep moving. But I'll get back to really focusing in on scoring coming back here in the 7th. See here coming in. Chris Colbert versus Gutierrez on the canvas. Gotta love Chris Colbert.
Just noticed that.
Fantastic young fighter. AKA Lil B-Hop. Round 6, excuse me. So let's see if Magsayo can turn it up, man. Get his offense turned up and take advantage of what looks like definitely an injured Gary Russell fighting with really just his left hand tonight. Magsayo letting his hands go, or the good right hand to the body by Magsayo. And he's letting his hands go now. Good left hand by Magsayo. After a 1-2 that was blocked by Russell, he throws another left hand behind it and it gets in. Magsayo staying on top of Russell early in the first minute of the 6th. Russell not letting go of anything yet. Russell into the corner, lets a left hand go, and then slides out to his right, back in the center of the ring. Again, Gary Russell just looking for that straight left hand tonight. It looks like that's what he's going to have to rely on all night with that injured right shoulder or right hand. We'll have to see after the fight, but he's always had a good right hook, but he apparently just can't throw it tonight. Straight left by Gary, but he eats a left uppercut as he tries to circle his way out. Magsayo having a solid round halfway through. He's got the advantage halfway through the 6th round. Good right hand through the center by Magsayo. Russell just wants to slow this pace down and pop shot with the straight left hand. Magsayo can't allow the pace to slow down to that point where Russell can pop a good straight left hand by Gary Russell, and that's what he allows to happen, just as I say it. Easier said than done against a fast, experienced, defensively slick, intelligent fighter like Gary Russell, but you got to find a way to not be lulled in to his fight. Yeah, right. Where is the jab of Mark Magsayo? Where is the jab? No jab from Mark Magsayo. And again, he's had a few rounds like this, has Magsayo. Magsayo had the advantage a minute and a half into this round. He allows the pace to slow down, allows Gary to slow him down, and then boom, starts getting pop shotted, and he lets the round get away from him. Magsayo can't let this happen. 23 seconds left in the round, and he eats the left hand as he starts to jump in now. Close round again, 15 seconds left. Good left to the body by Gary Russell. First half of the round was Magsayo. Second half of the round was Gary Russell's. But Russell, when he wins his half of the round, it's with accuracy. Magsayo won the first half of the round with activity. So let's see the stats here. Apparently, Gary Russell threw 0 jabs that round. Again, that's that right shoulder, that right hand, whatever it is. It's probably his shoulder, I would imagine.
I think it's a shoulder.
Yeah. So, truth be told, Ben, I think I've seen enough now to know that Gary, with 2 healthy shoulders, would definitely be in control of this fight.
Yeah, I think he'd be doing better, but I'm wondering how much ring rust is playing a factor into.
He's looking his age tonight.
Right. I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that, but
he's 34, not 40. I'm not saying, you know what I mean? Like,
he's definitely not looking as sharp as I've seen him in other performances, and that's with or without the injury. But we'll see what happens here. But they're already getting right back at it.
Magsayo can't get out of the way of times of that straight left hand, and he allows Gary to get the fight to his pace and make it happen. But Gary, to his credit, Gary makes him shadow box when he does try to get off at times. Makes him miss. Just like he does there. Magsayo comes in with a straight right hand, had Gary pinned right along the ropes. Thinks he has him, straight right hand. Gary gets out of the way of it. 3 times in a row just now. Magsayo jumping in with a right hand, but Russell tagging him with a straight left. Now, the CompuBox numbers have Magsayo outlanding Russell big time, 89 punches to 40. But with the volume off, I don't really see that kind of disparity in connected punches. And that sounds perfect to me. So CompuBox may have it 90 punches to 40, but me and Steve Farhood see this as a pretty much an even fight halfway through. But yes, no jab from Mark Magsayo. A few the occasional one jab to set up the right hand right behind it, but no consistency behind the jab. Maybe missing an opportunity there when the other fighter can't jab, but easier said than done at this level. Magsayo gets Gary in the corner, lets his hands go. Russell very good defensively, but Russell not getting off with his own punches in the 7th, and that's all Magsayo's going to have to do to win these rounds when Russell isn't active, is just get off. And that's what's happening in the 7th. Russell not doing anything this round, not landing that straight left hand, not getting anything done. Magsayo winning the 7th round. Magsayo forced the reach with 2 body shots, couldn't really sit on him. Again, Gary just trying to win this fight one left hand at a time. But did not do so this round. Did not successfully make that happen. All right. So through 7, Ben, this feels like it's a close fight. 67, 66. It feels like Magsayo may be ahead. Or I don't know if the judges are going to give Gary, even when he's the more accurate guy with that straight left hand, is he landing it at the rate that's offsetting the activity of Magsayo? I'm not sure. Little bit of a tough fight to score right now. What do you think?
It's definitely a tough fight to score. I mean, this is it depends on the judges and what you like and what you don't like. Gary Russell's getting a lot of sneaky work done in there with that left hand, man. I don't know how Magsayo keeps walking into it, but he does. But then if you're someone who likes, the bigger, more aggressive, guy coming forward,
trying to make the fight happen.
Right, then you might favor Magsayo, but just from what I'm seeing, I definitely feel like Gary Russell should be ahead on the scorecards. I think I may have him ahead 1.67-66. That's what I mean. Like it's close, but I can't argue with someone who has Magsayo ahead.
Me neither. It's hard to argue when the guy's not letting his hands go a lot, and it is just one left hand at a time, and it's not doing enough to where I can just definitively for sure say he's winning the fight. But, at the end of the day, accuracy is what we should be judging above all else. And I do think he's been a little more accurate. But
he's definitely been more accurate. And I think the punches that he's landing they're the better punches.
Yeah.
So, but again, I know how judging is. See, like even
that straight right there. Bam. Yep. Magsayo came in with a right hand, missed, and got tagged right down the middle with a left hand.
Right.
And you could put, good left hook by Magsayo there, though.
Mm-hmm.
As Gary put those hands down, tried to slip everything. I do think good right hand to the body, and the left hook almost got into the chin for Magsayo there. Good setup. At times, Russell's really making him reach in with his punches and jump in with them when they're not really set up at the distance to really let them go. And so
they have it close.
Chess.
66, 67.
They got Magsayo ahead. Again, a round like this, like Magsayo has gotten off far more frequently. He's landed some right hands to the body, but the best single is that straight left hand right there. Again, popping his head up when it lands. So $45 seconds left. Again, Magsayo had some solid work this round. Not as accurate as Russell, but more active, pushing the fight. Usually the aggressor. But Russell, great defense by Russell in a few of these sequences, really using his upper body movement, getting out of the way, and then boom, tagging him with the straight left hand. And yeah, Ben, this round is a little bit good microcosm of the fight. What do you like? Are you going to give this round to Magsayo because he let his hands go more often and he pushed for the fight? Or are you going to give it to Gary because he tagged him a handful of times with a straight left hand? I'm leaning towards the guy who's landing the straight left hand in that round.
See, and I actually think a lot of judges would probably lean to Magsayo in that particular round.
Right.
It boils down to what you like, But having said, I do think that was a Magsayo round. At least it was a more active round for him. Listen, if he's able to be more active than Gary Russell and just, land a little bit more than what he's landing right now, he'd be winning every round for sure. Right. Just because Gary's, he's fighting with one arm, that was a
good right hand. Yeah, you're right. That's a Magsayo round.
But sometimes he has moments of inactivity, and he lets Gary Russell do something like this, two left hands straight down the pipe.
Although not a lot on those two. Those were two
Yep.
They killing us in the comments. It's
are they?
The Philippines ain't hearing it. They're like, our guy is winning this fight. What the fuck are you two talking about? And I can see that. I totally respect and understand why someone could feel that way. It's just, when you're trying to just pay attention to who's landing the shots and, not just getting off,
I'm just listen. There's a reason why Steve Farhood has it a close fight. Like I don't mind you saying he's winning.
Good straight left right there by Gary Russell.
Fantastic straight left. Like I don't mind someone saying that he's winning, but it's not a blowout. Like it's a close fight. It's definitely a close fight.
He's landed enough of them that you could make a couple minute highlight reel of straight left hands from Gary Russell in this fight. You know, it's not like it hasn't landed. So who, Magsayo has no jab? Oh, Gary? Yeah. He literally has no jab, right? Like cannot use it, right? Good left hand to the body by Gary there. Walked him into it. I think that body shot, I think my good right hand to the body by Magsayo too, but this is the pace Gary wants in the 9th round. Almost halfway through it. Total punches, Magsayo has thrown over 150 more punches than Russell, and CompuBox has him outlanding him almost 2-1. I haven't seen that to the naked eye, but that's what CompuBox has it. And right now in the 9th round, I got to give it so far. It's to Gary for that big left hand. He landed 30, 40 seconds into a straight left hand. Magsayo not getting off, feeling a little fatigued. Young man's in the 9th round of a title fight. He's been expending energy, bouncing up all night. He's been the one throwing more punches, trying to make this fight happen. So it's expected that, you know, even though he's young and strong, that his legs might feel a little heavy at some point late in the fight. He's getting off here down the stretch of the round.
Hmm.
30 seconds left in the round. Russell's had the best punch of the round. Had a great straight left hand in the first minute, but will the judges be okay giving him rounds where he's the one being backed up, being forced to fight off the back foot, and being outthrown most of these rounds? Sometimes it's hard, and good body shots to finish up the 9th for Mark Magsayo. And Gary looked like he felt them body shots a little bit. I don't know if the judges give Gary a round like that where he didn't do shit the last minute plus, despite winning. Yeah, they ain't gonna give him that round.
No, I don't think so. I think it's probably the right call. I think that's a Magsayo round.
Right.
It's gonna, if this fight goes to the scorecards, there's there's gonna be some pissed off people and some happy people. This is a close fight. This is a very, very close fight. Like very close. But at this point, I probably would lean to Magsayo being up on the scorecards for sure. Maybe by 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
You could.
It's just hard to win a fight when, you know, you're backing up most of the night and you are landing, but you're not landing at a rate that may be offsetting the other guy's aggression and activity, and you know that Bernard Hopkins, Jermaine Taylor shit, man.
Yeah.
You landing your little pop shot, but that young bull is getting off, and the judges like that.
That's actually a good comparison.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Hopkins Taylor was at a little bit higher level, though.
Well, listen, I'm not. I don't want to be speaking sacrilege.
I mean, it's a title fight. This is a title fight.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, see, Farhood has Magsayo up 3 rounds. Ahead.
He sees this fight. He sees the fight as it's getting away from Gary.
Yeah, and it is a little bit. It is. I mean, it is. It is.
Good right hand to the body by Magsayo right now, and Gary not doing nothing offensively here in the 10th. Magsayo staying on top of him. Magsayo staying on top of Gary. Gary staying back, hands at his side, and not able to let anything go offensively there. Gary went in the corner, forced to just cover up as Magsayo went to the body. Turns out no response offensively. A minute and a half into the 10th round, and Gary Russell has done 0 offensively in the 10th. Good right uppercut to the body by Mark Magsayo. That has been one of the best punches of the night so far for the young Filipino. He has landed that right hand to the body a number of times. Little left hand by Gary Russell through the center, but not much on it. And this is a Magsayo round. And again, like Farhood's cards going, and like we heard BT say, this fight looks like it's starting to get away from, it is getting away from Gary Russell right now. Gary with a clubbing left hand. Magsayo had his hands up. Magsayo got to let his hands go here, though. The opportunity to win the title, it's there. It's his night to win it with an injured, inactive Gary Russell. It's his night to win this title is Magsayo. He should not let this get away from him at this point. And he's not letting it get away from him in the 10th. He's ahead in this round, keeping his advantage, staying on top of Russell, being the more active guy. He's landed some hard body shots this round. Just missed with a big left hook. And in the last 10 seconds, he might not even want to take a step back so he doesn't just walk into something. Good left hand by Magsayo. Missed with a right hand, but he touched Gary with the left, and you could hear it go against the side of the champion's head. Magsayo with a 10th round. And Ben, it's looking like and the new, perhaps, in 2 rounds.
It's looking like that for sure. Gary Russell might need a knockdown at this point.
So how we feeling in the Philippines in the chat? How we feeling? Are you about to have a new WBC featherweight champion undefeated? Is that what's about to go down? Is that what's about to happen?
Yeah, I don't even see how Russell can turn it around, to be honest, with when he's fighting with one arm. Just trying to land that left it's not going to get it done. It's not going to get it done in front of
pop
these
shot,
judges.
straight left hand.
I mean, he's still, don't get me wrong, he's still landing some good shots, some very accurate, solid shots. But Magsayo's a big boy.
If you're Magsayo's team and you win this fight, I don't know if you do a rematch and let Gary. No. He said no. Right. So he could be healthy and win?
No. He's gonna be just like Gary. He wants the big names.
Yep. Hey, Mark Magsayo versus Leo Santa Cruz. Mexicans versus Filipinos. Here we go again, baby. Big extravaganza.
Big fight.
Yep. They'll do that fight. They would make that
fight. I'm sure
fight.
Leo will do that fight.
Fuck yeah. Magsayo now has the decision in hand on Farhood's card as long as he doesn't leave his feet. 97-93 on Farhood's card. I could see it. Maybe 96-94. Could still see that, but I cannot see Russell ahead. Hey, Gary's not looking too good here. Gary, nothing is coming out on the offensive end from Russell. In retreat mode. And even that straight left hand that was there earlier throughout the fight is leaving him these last 2 rounds now. And Magsayo not doing anything prolific offensively, not really still finding the mark with consistency, but he's staying on top of his man and he's letting his hands go. And he is at times landing the occasional shot up top, and he is placing that right hand to the body well throughout tonight's fight. Big left hook miss by Magsayo there. Russell able to slip it, but not able to come back with anything to score. Magsayo allowing this fight to be as much as Russell's injury as it is his performance a little bit. Good right hand to the body by Magsayo, though. That right uppercut to the body has been a really good shot from Magsayo all night. Russell along the ropes. All he can do is slip and get out of the way, move out to the side. A weak straight left hand by Gary Russell. Energy levels just not really there for the 34-year-old. It looks like this could be the end of what was a 6+ year title run for Gary Russell. Left hand lands for Magsayo as Russell backs up. Russell, no energy here in the 11th. No energy here from the champion in the 11th. Right hand down at his side. Along the ropes, tries to get out of the way of some of Magsayo's offense, but that's all he's able to do. 8 seconds left. Magsayo definitely winning this 11th round, won the last few rounds, and it looks like he is 3 minutes away from becoming the Philippines' newest world champion. And, man, we said it, but there were signs of this heading into this, Ben. This is an upset, but an upset that had foreshadowing.
Yeah, well, for sure. I mean, I think, I mean, we spoke on it before the fight started. We definitely saw the signs. But here's the thing. Up until around the 6th round, the 6th, 7th round, it was still a close fight. I'm not sure what, Gary was
one that I think Gary might have been winning through 6.
Right. Like, I'm not sure what, changed. I don't think Magsayo's doing anything different. I don't know if he maybe landed maybe some body shots that really kind of changed what Gary Russell to do. Gary Russell has gone all defense at this point. And don't get me wrong, I know he's got this arm injury, but he's barely throwing the left now at this point. And it looks like he's just cruising to make it through this last 12th round.
Right.
We'll see what happens. He's definitely, I don't see how he'll win if he doesn't get a knockout. No way.
Well, Gary, he won this world title at the Palms, knocking out Johnny Gonzalez in 4 rounds. Johnny Gonzalez, multiple-time world champion from Mexico, borderline Hall of Fame level type of fighter, had just knocked out Abner Mares in 1 round when Mares was on a Hall of Fame-esque run through bantamweight and featherweight. And Gary obliterated him in 4 rounds. Incredible performance. He did it with the right hook, the punch he can't even let go tonight. And I wonder if this is the end of that run that started at the Palms 6 years ago. So, and again, it's fitting, man. I believe he ended that night with a beautiful right hook that Johnny Gonzalez didn't see coming. And he, unfortunately, he won't be able to even let that punch go or attempt it as he looks to be losing his title tonight. But credit to Mark Magsayo. People may have underestimated his speed. His speed was right on Gary's level tonight. He had the better legs tonight than Gary. They looked 10 years fresher. There's something about that Filipino rhythm, too. That little bounce they have and the way they'll jump in with their shots at times is distinctive.
He just raised his hand like he thinks he won.
Right. You got to put on a good face.
I guess you do.
No, Gary, at some level, will probably feel like he won this fight. Like, he knows deep down that you can't let the amount of rounds get away from you that he did in the second half. But part of him still will feel like, I made the kid miss all night and I tagged him with the left hand, but
see, this round is probably a lot more like the middle rounds we're going, where Gary was able to land his left a few times, make him miss, make him pay. Like right there.
There's a straight left right there. Hand. Yep.
But not enough of it. And there were too many rounds that he didn't do any of this.
Yeah. He let this fight get away from him in the second half of the fight, I think. Mm-hmm. Although again, Magsayo didn't blow him away. He was just more active.
Yeah.
5 seconds left. Good left hands by Gary Russell. I mean, maybe you could score that round for him, but I don't know. I do think he let this one get away from him.
If you want to be nice, you can probably give him.
But like the Green Bay
round.
Packers at home today, let it get away from him.
Definitely like Green Bay.
And like the Titans.
And like the Titans. And like the Titans. No, the Titans were, that game was close, Well, I don't know.
We did our thing today, Ben. Let's go, baby. Bengals and Niners did their thing.
We did.
And Gary Russell did not. His thing. No, he didn't.
Magsayo did do his thing.
His straight left did his thing at times.
And I tell you what was probably problematic for Gary Russell on the scorecards is that Magsayo actually was winning some of those early rounds.
Yeah,
it's not like Gary Russell just won the first 6 rounds.
Right.
Like Magsayo was getting work done. I mean, that little sneaky uppercut that he was landing to the body.
Yeah.
That was looking good. Oh, right there, Gary looked like maybe something happened. Was that his knee? Did he mess up his knee too? I don't know what happened there. But at the end of the day, listen,
Lomachenko's at home like, why are you messing my win up?
Why are you messing my
win up?
Look, Magsayo's a big guy. That's what surprised me about him in this fight. I didn't know he was going to look that much bigger.
Right.
Like, he looked a lot bigger than Gary Russell. And, Gary Russell was landing some nice shots, some nice, clean, accurate shots, like right to the neck, the
really
head
having his shoulder into it, and really getting the shoulder into that straight left, and
right, he ate and it. he ate it. He just gobbled him up like Pac-Man, like it was nothing. I will be stunned if we don't.
Gary Russell did not throw a jab from the 6th round on. He threw 3 jabs in the last 9 rounds. He did throw 61 jabs in the first 3, and then 3 in the last 9. So that right hand just was gone.
Gone. Yeah, I'll be stunned if we don't hear and the new. Stunned. Yeah. Ooh, I'm gonna have to check. I'm sure Devin Haney's gonna have a tweet ready. You
think?
I think so.
He might be like, who cares? No, you're right. You're right.
I don't know.
You're right.
I might even. If we stay on long enough, we might even get a call from Bill Haney.
Uh-oh. I gotta hear that shit.
Right? No.
Yes. It is. I love Bill. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I know. But listen, like I said, coming into the fight, he was dealing with a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff.
He was. His father,
fighters aren't
injuries,
admit,
age, inactivity.
His brother, like a lot of stuff, man. And, a lot of fighters aren't going to admit that plays a role in what, in their preparations and, just everything. But it does. It totally does. The mental, it's not just about the physical. It's about the mental as well. Look at these CompuBox. I don't know if the CompuBox. I've never been a big believer in CompuBox, though. I've actually, CompuBox is like playing a video game, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you're one of the CompuBox guys assigned to keep track of Gary Russell's punches or Mark Magsayo's punches, you got to push buttons. It's like playing a video game. And sometimes you can fuck up and miss a punch here or do the wrong punch. So never been a believer in CompuBox. I just those numbers seem a little off because Magsayo was missing.
What's the total? Majority decision. 114 on one card. Overruled. 113 on the other 2. Winner and the new.
Yep. And the
Mark
new.
Magsayo, yep.
And the new. Yeah.
All right, Philippines got a new champ.
Got another one.
Good looking, exciting champ. Enjoy.
That was that Manny Pacquiao pep talk. He got that Pacquiao advice before the fight. Wow, that's a great win for him. That's a great win for him.
Great win.
Great win for Pacquiao Promotions.
Great win for them.
Yeah,
for Sean Gibbons, Manny Pacquiao.
Great
Freddie
win
Roach.
for Sean Gibbons. Yep. Yeah, they're
sitting pretty now.
Yeah, totally sucks for Gary Russell. But I think he'll live. I think he'll be able to live with it, knowing he was injured.
Yeah.
You didn't get the best me. I'm sure he'll talk about that a lot after the fight's over. I messed up my arm in this round, da 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 da, and let's run it back. And you're gonna hear the typical stuff you usually hear, but I don't think there's any shame in that loss. And Mark Magsayo it's a tough dude, man. That's just a tough dude. And curious to see what they do with them next, though. I don't think
I like
they'll
the
be
Leo
running
Santa Cruz fight.
I do like the Leo Santa Cruz fight. Leo's fighting on the Thurman card, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Leo's the co-main event on that.
Make
card.
that happen. That's a good fight.
Yeah, I wonder who he's.
I got Magsayo.
If he calls out, you got Magsayo in that fight.
Yeah,
Magsayo in that fight too. Like Leo's, that's a small dude. Like Magsayo's,
and he's not going to have
guy.
to go looking for him like he did with Gary
at all. He's going to land those punches. Those punches that were missing on Gary are not going to be missing on Leo Santa Cruz. They're all going to be landing. Yeah. Magsayo won. Yes, Magsayo won. Yep, majority decision. Who's that judge? 114. Oh, I don't know about that score, bro.
That judge likes him some boxing.
I mean, I don't know. What were the other two scorecards? 115, 113?
115, 113.
I even feel like those were a little.
You know what? No, I'm kind of.
They gave Gary credit.
They gave him the credit for being accurate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they gave him the credit for being accurate. They gave him the credit for making him. A lot of those punches were missing. I know people will look at this.
We were trying to tell y'all that
right?
I was trying to say, right? I don't know, like he is landing that left hand a lot, but
right? No, I did. I felt like 115, 113 is probably about right. I'd even say maybe. I mean, you could. I'm not going to argue with 116, 112. To be honest, like I do feel like a lot of those rounds are starting to get away from Gary towards the end. But it depends on how you scored the early rounds. So
you got judges who really could care less how much you let your hands go. You got judges who really will just solely pay attention to what's connecting. And I think that was the thinking behind that 114 judge. I think he was seriously disregarding anything being thrown that wasn't landed. Mm-hmm. Judge was just, so. Yeah.
Look at Gary. Oh, the eyes fucked up a little bit. Eyes are fucked up a little. Are they booing? I know I couldn't hear.
Shout out to Gary, man.
Shout out to Gary.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gary for doing his thing.
Good title reign. One fight a year, but in the end, I think he defended the belt 6 times and shit.
Yeah. Well, listen, maybe this could be a good thing for Gary Russell, right? Like this could be a good thing for Gary Russell. Maybe he will start to get some of the names that he wanted to get now that he has an L hung up. You know what I mean? Or another L.
I honestly think though he's at the stage where he may very well just be getting older and not better. You do just get to a stage where it's like it is what it is.
Do feel like he didn't look not normal, but just he wasn't looking as sharp as he usually does. Even when he came into the ring, I felt like he wasn't as warmed up as I've seen him look. He looked a little dry to me. But again, I don't know if that's age or if that's the ring rust or how much that was Mark Magsayo. I don't know what it was, but he's definitely reaching an age now where it's like, listen, you gotta, if you're gonna do stuff, if you're gonna maximize what you can do with him, you gotta start giving him the names, not right now, get him a win in his next fight.
At some point, they don't get up for those fights anymore.
Right. Big time.
And sometimes you'll see, maybe that's been the case with Charlo in these Matias, Brandon Adams types fights. Is like, yo, you got to put him in there with a Canelo to really get this guy all the way up for it again, And
for sure, you're not. I mean, those are the type of fights that are going to give the guys, a reason to wake up and put in the extra work and really be excited about the fight. I guarantee Caleb Plant was more excited about that Canelo fight than he's ever been for any of his fights, including his world title fight, his first world title fight. So at some point you got to kind of start making the moves that you want to make with these guys before you pass, the expiration date, so to speak.
Yeah.
And right now, I mean, like I said, you got to get them a win. But I mean, technically, you don't have to get them a win, but get them a win and then start putting them in those fights. And let's listen. If Gervonta Davis is going to knock him out, then so be it. Let's do that fight. Let's do it in DC, and let's take advantage of these names while you still can before they're gone, because you never know when they're going to wake up and say, you know what, I'm good, just like Sean Porter did, right?
Yeah,
like I'm good. Now all those fights that we thought, we're going to see the Thurman rematch and the Spence rematch, and this rematch and Danny Garcia rematch, Ugas rematch. Jesus, these are all rematches for Sean Porter. That's crazy. But now you're not going to see any of those because he's done. He's burnt out. So definitely got to start making, I don't know, bro. I'm still kind of 115, 113. Still not happy about that scorecard, but whatever.
They gave the defending champion, a respectful card.
I guess so. What did you guys? I haven't even been looking in the chat room. I'm sure there's a lot of Filipino fans.
I'm sure they did. They always do.
I'm sure they did. I know there's a lot of Filipino fans that are very excited. Just fans of not just Filipino fans, but just fans of Mark Magsayo in general.
Right.
That are excited.
Matty Howard gave us 79 cents. That's enough for me to know they loved it.
79 cents. That's pounds, I think. 7.79 pounds.
Shit, in America, what's that? Like $85?
Shit, that might be less, bro. That might be less. That might only be like 50 cents in America, bro.
I don't think so. Unfortunately, I don't think so. Unfortunately.
I don't know. I think so, actually. I'm trying to remember. I pay a couple guys in the UK. I'm just trying to figure out what that rate is. I don't know. That's neither here nor there. Mark Magsayo. Wow. That's
and the
crazy.
new
Look at him
WBC featherweight champion of the world.
Look at him with the belt. Look at him, champ.
Uh-oh.
Look at him, champ.
And he's got the green belt, too. He's got the good one. He got the sexy belt, WBC.
He got the good one. Wow.
Yeah, he got the good one.
Wow. Is that Gary's belt? That's Gary's belt.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah, it's got to be. Wow. That belt doesn't know a new home. That belt's been with Gary for so long. That's crazy. Wow. Good for you. He is going to celebrate tonight.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Gary's
that's cool. Gary's taking some pictures on his way out.
Yeah.
And Gary's been a cool guy at the fights last couple years, doing interviews, taking pictures with fans. Gary's been cool at the fights. And
yeah. No, they're all
love cool. Hey, now it's on to Gary Antoine, man. That's the future of the Russell family right there. That's a bad boy.
Yeah, he's 140, right?
Yeah, and beat Boots in the amateurs.
Wow. He been calling out Broner too. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I feel like he's called out Broner a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Where are the haters at? There's no haters. There's no haters on this chat. We all love boxing. We all love boxing too much to be haters.
Mike Sayo's too fresh a face to have haters yet. Give him time. He'll get there.
Wow, that's crazy, bro. Manny Pacquiao already responded. Congratulations, Mark Magsayo.
First, thank you for bringing honor to our country by becoming the latest Filipino world champion. Welcome to the club. And great timing with Manny being gone now.
Right.
It's official. It's official. The clock is struck midnight. The pressure is officially on these Filipino guys to replace him, to live up to it. It's over.
They still got Nonito. They still got old man Nonito.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, the Philippines has never truly embraced Nonito for whatever reason. It's like Oscar with Mexico is like he's too American. I don't know exactly the deal. It's amongst their culture, but for whatever reason, Nonito hasn't connected the way you think, or that he deserves.
No, yeah, I don't know all the details behind that, but you're right. I definitely know. It's a little different for Nonito than it is for someone like Magsayo
or Casamero even.
Right. I don't know if that's because he
I imagine that's got a lot to do with it. Yeah, obviously that's where it starts. Probably, I don't know.
Yeah, just like the De La Hoya Chavez.
Yeah,
remember when they fought? Actually, De La Hoya's got a documentary out about that shit. Did you see that?
No.
I mean, it's not out yet, the documentary, but he was just on Instagram the other day, giving a little sneak peek about some documentary about the cultural rivalry,
Chicano versus like Mexico versus Chicanos. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that is deep rooted. But yeah, no, that's a great win for Mark.
And he's an East LA Chicano. That's like being a Brooklyn Italian. It's like
Oscar.
It's like there's being Italian American, and then there's being Italian American from New York, and it's like
right. Nah, you got it. Ron's already getting reactions. No, I was just texting people, just checking in. Good stuff though. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good little round by round. Squeeze another one in.
Hell yeah. We will be back for Thurman Barrios live round by round.
Thurman Barrios live ringside.
Round by round.
Ringside round by round. Obviously, we'll be covering all the Fight Week stuff. Is that the next event that's coming up? Mm-hmm. Not counting the Don King.
No, we got some fights this Saturday coming up. Are you going to the Don King?
Am I going to the Don King?
It's in Ohio.
Question. I don't know. We'll see. You never know what you're going to find on FightHype. You never know.
Dude, that
might be might be the last card he ever promotes, to be honest. Maybe I should go.
You might want to go to that. Yeah, that'd be kind of Don King promoting a card. Watch Canelo show up after all, and it's like it is this fight in May.
Right?
Yeah, like did y'all not see us hug?
Suckers.
Yeah.
Charlo, get the fuck out of here. Canelo, would not be surprised if that was the case. But we'll see what happens. But you're right. I think there's a top rank card or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got
maybe some. There's probably a UK card or something like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to check the schedule one last time on my phone. Hold on.
Yeah. I mean, regardless, the next fight you'll be covering will be the Keith Thurman.
Well, I'll check one more time. Let me check the schedule one more time.
Somebody said he didn't use no hands; he just ran.
Who, Gary?
Yeah, I don't know about that. He was using that left hand. Magsayo's face was in that left hand for sure. But damn, what a good win for Magsayo.
See,
good for him.
Now you make it. See, you think by saying that about Gary, you hyping up Mark Magsayo, but you're taking away from his victory. Because now you're making it sound like he just beat a guy that ran from him all night.
Right?
You want to say, no, he overcame the veteran tactics and straight left-hand accuracy. He overcame that to become the new champion. See, that sounds better for your boy, Mark Magsayo.
Right.
Now you're making it sound like he beat someone that wasn't doing shit.
Yeah, no, don't take away from the performance, right? Like that was a great win for Mark Magsayo. Like, I mean, the fans do that a lot of times. This guy's a bum. He was running. He didn't really want to fight. Nah, when you do stuff like that, you're taking away from the fighter's win. Right. So give Mark Magsayo full credit. Gary Russell, I'm sure he's going to talk about the injury and whatnot, but regardless of that, you got to give Mark Magsayo full credit for the performance because he took advantage of all the opportunities he could take advantage of in winning the scorecards. So yeah, man, that was hell of a fight. Pretty good card too, man. PB, all three of the fights were pretty good. So no complaints tonight. I don't know what I'd give it for a report card. I don't know, maybe a B.
Yeah.
B?
Yeah.
Maybe a B card. Yeah. Something like that. Definitely not a C.
It lived up to its potential,
Right. Lived up to expectations. At least for me, it did.
No, for sure.
Me, it did. And if anyone was listening to us before we started, we pretty much told you it was going to go down like that. So yeah, good night of fights. And yeah, brother, we'll do it again for, I don't think we're going to do it for the top ranked one.
We'll see. I'll check on it. We'll see. We may. If we get the demand from the people, we will damn sure do it.
There you go.
But I gotta be like Hulk Hogan. I gotta, like.
Let me tell you something, brother.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Point to the FightHype chat to the right. It's FightHype chat at the left. Yeah, but
no doubt. Good shit tonight, bro. Good job as always. We'll check back. We will, we'll talk offline about some other stuff and get caught up for the fights that are coming up. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely thank you for tuning in. And Sean, you got anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Go Niners.
Go Niners.
See you guys.
Crazy, bro. All right, let me
good night, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the fights. Thanks for keeping it locked in with us, guys. Have a great night.